I mean, we're live. You can go.
I see it. It's live.
Music's gone. It's time for you to do it, man. It's
Let's do
time.
it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to High Shelf Gaming. I am David. We tonight are playing Horrific Spooky Gaming, which is our cosmic horror game put on by Ethan. Dude, thank you so much for running a game for us tonight. This is going to be a blasty blast.
Yeah.
I had to miss last time we did this session, so it'll be fun to get caught up in character and see, are we finding the old ones now, or is that next session?
No, you missed the one where we don't find the old ones. Unfortunately,
Okay.
you've gotten two pretty intense ones in a row. So
Yeah. Oh, good. This is the one. All right.
this is
Good.
the
Yeah.
one. Yeah, this is the one.
The first session we did was intense. That was
That's the
legit
system.
intense. Yeah.
That's the system.
So yeah, tonight we were playing Cthulhu Hack, which is a really nice little like indie RPG system all around cosmic horror. And those of you who don't know, High Shelf Gaming, yeah, there you go. High Shelf Gaming, we do a lot of actual plays, and we are a podcast. And we used to go to conventions. Like that was our big thing, is going to conventions and putting on events and games for people to play. Well, now we just do it all here. And through our Discord and all that kind of stuff. So find all the links down below, join the community, and we are going to be playing this tonight. We're going to be playing Cyberpunk on Sunday. We're going to be starting Chapter 3 on Sunday. And Ethan, I have a question for you. Are you joining us on Sunday?
Yes, I believe so.
Beautiful. I love it. And then after that, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we're going to play our second session of Werewolf. Werewolf is the game. Yes, folks. Werewolf is the game I got started with. So I started with like Werewolf the Apocalypse and Mage the Ascension and Vampire and all that kind of stuff. So this is my like going back to my roots and getting to kind of like wallow in the nostalgia. That's what that game's all about. Tuesday, and then Wednesday we play Blades in the Dark. So we're a busy little channel in the next 7 days. Busier than average.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
one
fun.
more game
Pretty cool.
than normal. So
Yeah.
well, two more if
Feels
you
good.
count this one. So
Feels good. Yeah.
yeah.
So I think those are all my announcements. Is there anything else that we got going on that I forgot to mention, crew? I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, excellent.
The LK, the thing next Thursday.
Oh yeah. So Thursday we are going to be on again with Legend Keeper's creator Braden doing world building with Legend Keeper. We're bringing on a good buddy of his, Adam, who has made a random tavern generator, which is really easy to use and super cute. It like provides you some NPCs and some things that are going on in the background and all kinds of good stuff there. And then he also has a bestiary, and his bestiary is really neat because it talks about the real world lore behind the various monsters and like where they come from, what cultures reference those monsters, and all that kind of stuff.
It's awesome.
So if you're the kind of GM that's like been thumbing through the monster manual and is like, yeah, I want to know more about trolls, really. You go to his site, you pull up the troll, and like it shows you all of the mythology about it and like links off to real references. Like it's a piece of real reference, right? It's not just like here's what he thinks. He's citing his sources and all that kind of stuff. It's a really cool little monster resource. So he's going to be on.
That opens a lot of doors for like other genres other than like high fantasy, because you can kind of grind
Right.
it. It's cool.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. Like I really want.
Sweet.
It would be neat to see him do Legend of the Five Rings, because they have so many like Chinese and Korean and Japanese monsters that just don't get, like, nobody really dives into that stuff. So I'll mention that to him. That's a really good point there. So yeah, fun stuff all around, and yeah, we're gonna be busy the next 7 days. I'm really stoked because that's just a lot of events for us to be running, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right, I think those are all of our announcements. I'll just mention last step. We are sponsored by Legend Keeper. So if the viewer count is pretty good by the time we get to our break, we may give away a beta key of Legend Keeper. So stick around for that, folks. And that's my last announcement. I think, Ethan, I need to hand it over to you while we get into some spooky gaming business.
Excellent. So this will be our last session of Horrific Spooky Gaming for a while. Go ahead and put that out there at the beginning. It's gonna take a break because I got to take exams and stuff, and it ain't fun. So don't have time for games in between then. But we'll be back. We'll be back in like November-ish, something, early December, give or take. But we're gonna finish up
Yeah.
our little tale about homes, you know, because that's where the heart is, and that's where the title came from. But I think let's just jump into it because all that catch up stuff you guys can do for me in character. So why do I need to tell you? But just to remind you all, we are in the city of Arkham, Massachusetts. It is the year of our Lord 20 something. We don't have to really put a pin in that. It's relative present day ish. And you all have been investigating a house that's been a bit strange. You've been working under Dr. Tobias Grimshaw, who is a linguistics, anthropology, kind of goes between, they cross over at Miskatonic University, which is the local, it's not really a state school, but it kind of has public university pricing. It's pretty cool of them. But yeah, that's kind of what you guys have been doing. You're members of the community. That have just, you had some encounters with the weird stuff and you kind of want to find out more. So Dr. Grimshaw is helping you all out. And as you all are sitting, and I believe it was Little Napoleon's Pizza, down in downtown Arkham, having a slice or two. I think it's maybe Maya that gets a call on her cell phone, and it is a university number. It's one of those where the university has the same like prefix, like the same 3 numbers at the front with just like the kind of extensions are all different numbers at the end. So you recognize it.
Maya Green.
Yeah, and he says, "Hey Maya, it's me, Dr. Grimshaw. I got this fella. He just, he showed up a little while ago. Mr. Wilder. I think y'all are acquainted. He's going to come and help y'all. He got some free time and wanted to lend a hand. So he's down there downtown already. So where y'all at right now? I'll send him a text.
We're at the pizza place.
Which is that Mickey Cheese?
No, not Mickey Cheese. Neapolitans. Napoleons.
Little Napoleons? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll tell him. All right. Thank y'all.
Right, thank you, Dr. Grimshaw.
If y'all need anything, remember I got, I can help y'all out if you get stuck, but y'all seem to be doing fine. You've been busy bees.
Yeah, we've been all over town and back, just trying to get a handle on this mystery.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's crazy business, huh? All right. Well, I'll let y'all get back to it. I got lesson plans to make. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, and he hangs up. And then, Thomas, you're somewhere downtown. I think you mentioned earlier that you're probably checking on somebody's greenhouse or something like that.
Yep.
Doing a bit of side work, and you get a text message from Dr. Grimshaw that says they're holed up at Little Napoleon's Pizza having a bit of a powwow. And it's it's signed TG at the bottom because he's older, so he signs his text messages.
Yeah, good. So yeah, so Thomas, he's gonna look at that and kind of reply back, OMW, and then like put some emojis at the end of that, and then take a second and like delete the emojis, and then just send the text, and hope that that's good enough.
Yeah,
it's like know your audience. Some audience don't like the emoji.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't take you too long. Downtown is only maybe 10, 15 blocks wide total.
Oh wow!
Like the downtown area, it's not a very very large city, but it's it's sizable. It's got a good population.
Yeah.
And so it takes you just a few minutes to drive over, and there's plenty of parking downtown. It's the middle of work day, so
yeah. Is it like street parking or like
street parking? Metered, but it's like 50 cents for 2 hours.
You park the thing, you grab your like big bag full of coins, and you go out there and like shove them in the machine, and then toss your bag back in the truck.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us what Mr. Wilder looks like? This is the first time we're seeing him.
Yeah. So Thomas Wilder is he is obviously a strong backed guy. He's probably either at 6 foot or just under 6 foot, and wears a like a colorful flannel shirt pretty much every day.
Hmm.
Some kind of like it's got at least 3 colors on it, right? So it's got like probably like a red and a blue and like a crossbars of green or something like that going on in there. And he's always got a nice full beard and glasses. Um, and you know, his truck that he rolls up in is this like tan, maybe a greenish brown forestry service truck with the big yellow forestry emblem on it. And he's probably breaking some rules by using it as a personal vehicle, but nobody's really stopped him yet. And it carries all this stuff, and it's got nice toolboxes and all that, so all the stuff stays in there. And he shuts the door, has that nice big like steel truck slam,
Right.
that like those kind of older model Fords have, and all that good stuff. And jeans, work boots, and probably like a rag in his back pocket to clean his hands real quick. Tosses that in the back of the truck and makes his way into the pizza joint.
Yeah, cool. It's not a large affair. It's one of those. I think it's supposed to be Little Caesars, if I had to guess. But
Sure.
we rebranded. This is a nice New York slice kind of shop.
Yeah.
Wait, it's got like the gyros and the fried chicken
Oh,
and all
right.
that
The,
other
that
stuff. It's
just
one of
the
those like
Yeah.
those corner
Mhm.
store pizza and more places.
Yeah, is it like a buffet style?
It's more like one where they've got like all of the desserts in the display case, and they've got like some pies in the display case. You can buy a slice, or you can get like a full pie from the back.
Okay.
And it's
Excellent.
got like the bars, like a bar in front of the window that's facing the street where you can sit on stools, and it's got a couple tables. It's pretty small, but you can see people who obviously are an eclectic group kind of
Sure.
huddled over a table going over some papers.
Um, uh, Thomas is gonna kind of nod at them and then head up to the counter. He's gonna order a single slice of cheese pizza and a pecan pie.
Yeah. The guy will look at you and say, $3.50.
Okay. Um, it pays. And water's still free.
$1.25 is a bottle.
Of course, pays that.
State government. Don't bring that to me. And he goes, it's like you can see where they had the little jug of water. There's still the little table,
Sure.
and now it just holds the like red pepper and the oregano and the Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
And now there's just a cooler with cans and bottles of water and stuff like that. And he tosses
Course.
you one.
Of course. I appreciate you. You're all right. He kind of looks around, grabs his slice, and the pie. Is that ready now?
Oh yeah. And he reaches into the little case and just grabs one, grabs a slice on a plate and hands it to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was a miscommunication. I'd like the whole pie.
Oh, $10.
Okay. Fishes out a little more money, gets the whole thing, and then he probably takes a second. He's like, no, I want one that's uncut.
Give me 20 minutes.
Okay. I'll be
And he
over
just
there.
kinda looks at you. It's a man of like Middle Eastern descent. He's got like the
Perfect.
T-shirt on with the logo and like
Yeah.
a baseball cap, and he's not here for this.
Of course not.
But he kind of goes to the back and he looks you up and down so he'll remember you and go sit down.
Yep.
Um,
Perfect.
But yeah, you
yeah.
guys see this large man approach you, and
Hold my slice of cheese pizza on probably a paper plate,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
probably two. It's probably one of those 2-plate slices where it's like a foot long.
Oh, okay, good. It's like so
Yeah.
greasy that the first plate is already transparent.
Yeah, it's a New York slice. You guys
Yeah.
are in Massachusetts, but it's a New York slice. Is the way it
Yeah.
goes.
Beautiful. So yeah, Thomas is gonna kind of walk up and have kind of a like, are you the right people? Look, and he kind of recognizes a couple of you, I'm sure.
Hi,
Okay.
were you sent by Dr. Grimshaw?
Yeah. He sent me over.
Migraine. Nice to meet you. Have a seat.
Maya, very good to meet you as well.
Mhm.
He like pulls the seat out, sits next to you because you're the one that introduced him.
I think
First.
we met in passing, but
You seem
sorry.
familiar.
Yeah, your name again?
Thomas Wilder.
Thomas, it's nice to meet you. This is Leroy and Casey's character's name.
Lloyd and
My
Lyndon.
character's Lloyd, but I wouldn't necessarily correct you.
No, I wouldn't get it wrong. Sorry,
okay.
I got it wrong. Lloyd and Landon. Sorry.
Two
It's been a
L's.
couple
That was
weeks.
good. That was good coordination. Lloyd and Landon.
This is Lloyd
That's
and
3 L's
Landon.
technically.
So just so I get it right, Casey, your character's name is Landon.
Yes, Landon Cartwright.
All right, perfect.
He's the one
Yeah,
that
so
sounds like he's from the Old West.
Perfect. Yeah, and he would Thomas would take a second to like shake everybody's hand, right? Upon meeting, it's like, oh, good to meet you, good to meet you, you know. And I'm so sorry, Katrina. What's your character's name one more time?
Maya, Maya.
Okay, perfect. All right, excellent. He kind of like scooches forward, and it's like, so, what does the doc have you all working on?
Haunted house.
Oh,
Sort of.
okay.
Mysterious house. How about that? I think that's what Landon would like to refer to it as because he doesn't exactly believe my poltergeist theory.
There might be something to it. I mean, it is a weird house.
Okay. What's
It
weird
is
about it?
weird. There's reports of like things going on. Like the house sometimes shows up new at certain times at night, and like activities. Like they hear noises and stuff.
Like the sound of breaking glass is a pretty interesting one that we've heard from several different people now.
Okay.
It looks weird for sure. It looks funny.
Sure. Okay. So there's some raccoons in there breaking some glass, up to some mischief. Okay.
Right.
Mm,
Is something wrong, Lloyd?
No, I'm okay. Thanks.
Maybe not, but raccoons get into all kinds of things, especially if the house is not occupied. Is this a vacant lot?
Yeah, the house has been kind of condemned and owned by the city for several years now.
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my notebook that I've been keeping notes in, and just start giving the lowdown to your character.
Have you all been to the house?
Yeah.
They've been outside of it. Yes, the gentlemen have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's chained up. I did go around and see if there's a way to get in. And there's an opening, but like you would have to swim across the pond. There's like a little pond back there.
Oh.
Not the most ideal place to get to. And then we had a little bit of a like kerfuffle. Our friend here, Lloyd, had a little bit of a little freak out for some reason.
Kerfuffle.
Yeah.
What
I don't
happened,
know.
Lloyd?
I just weird experiences when I went to the house. Migraines and things.
Oh,
And
that's not good.
spooky visions.
My Graham had migraines, so sorry for you, man.
This old gentleman, he gave us kind of the lowdown on the house. It was owned by his name literally just left me. What's his name? Crowley, Mr. Crowley, and seemed like he lived alone for a lot of time. Seemed like a decent person, human being. Nobody really had any problems with him, and I guess on the night of his passing, he heard a little bit of like a scuffle and the glass breaking, but when they got there, everything seemed to be pretty peaceful, like he died in his sleep in his chair.
But we found out that was a lie. So
was that a lie? Oh, my fault.
No. But I talked to the coroner. I spoke to the coroner that was working at that time, and he said what they found were just pieces of a body that they kind of had to put back together, but some parts were missing, like the guy's head, and like pieces of the body began to dissolve, like there was some kind of strong acid. So there's definitely a cover up of some kind.
Well, holy
Might eat some
smokes.
French fry. Like after
Yeah,
just
pizza
talking like that,
pizza slice down,
she just eats a French fry. Like,
dissolved, missing
yeah,
head
that's what he said. Missing head, heart, stomach.
and dismemberment.
Mhm.
How long ago was this?
And then like the pieces were dissolving, like he said, over the course of a couple days. This was
Oh, the recovered pieces.
yes. This was like I want it 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
turn of the century.
Okay.
He's also pretty old, older than normal.
Yeah. And he had some kind of connection with the whites, but
That's
he doesn't.
You're right. I forgot about mentioning that. Yeah, apparently one of the more prominent families, or at least used to be prominent families, he had a connection to. We talked to a gentleman down at the synagogue. Nice little Jewish man.
Hmm.
And there might be something there also for us later. There's some weird stuff going on at the synagogue as well. But they seemed. That was also where I got the thing. Like he was a very not lonely, but like standoffish. Not a lot of people came around. So it seemed like
Okay.
the Whites and his neighbor were like the only people he hung out with.
Oh, okay.
And how long has Thomas been in like the Arkham area?
I think he's been there for like maybe a year, if that's all right.
Okay, yeah, that's you've probably heard the name White come up once or twice, especially like being in like the forestry area because like kids go out in parks and that's like it's like the boogeyman, right? If you stay out in the parks, one of the Whites is gonna come get you, like kind of deal.
Gotcha.
They're urban legend fodder around here.
Right.
Yeah, because some weird thing that happened in the late '80s.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just some weird thing.
Who knows what that was?
Who knows what that was? Certainly we don't.
And I guess the last piece to fill you in, we got permission to get the key to the house so that we could go in and do our investigation. But it wasn't at the clerk's office where it was supposed to be. And we figure that someone else in town has the key and didn't return it. And I put out kind of a feeler to try and get a hold of him to see what business he has with the house and if we can get the key.
Okay.
And have I heard anything back from him yet, Ethan?
What exactly did you send out? Because it's probably been about an hour since you sent it. By now.
Yeah, I had responded to just like a tweet, like his last one was good to get started on a new project, and I had responded to that like can't wait to hear about it, and then I sent him a DM that was like, hey, what's this new project? Maybe we can talk.
Yeah. I think probably wouldn't answer the DM, just knowing this fella, but would respond and say, would like comment on the tweet. I forget, what did I say his Twitter handle was? It was something ridiculous. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, let me repeat it because you were an asshole when I wrote it down.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's coming back to me. I still don't remember what I said, but I do remember.
So, in English, it was Morty Magic.
Oh right, Morty
but
Magic.
it's M0RT1 and capital AGICK.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Because I had already written it down, and he went back.
We had to revise it a couple times, I think. After no notebook is left clean in a horror game.
No,
that's part of the horror.
You gotta scratch a bunch of things out and replace a bunch of stuff. It's like what was really it? We don't even know anymore. We just know what we ended up with.
Twitter handle, yeah.
Yeah.
Like magic.
Yeah. At Morty Magic will respond. It probably responded. You check it. It's probably about 15 minutes ago now because you guys have been talking and whatnot. And he comes back with a. I think he says we're going a bit of a home renovation.
No.
Excited to see how it turns out. And then it also comes with a like picks to come kind of deal. Like, stay tuned because he's trying to string along his audience a little bit.
Doesn't he only have like 5 people that follow him? Wasn't
Yeah.
like a thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of followers, but he that does not inhibit his showmanship. This guy has got his
Live over the top,
worldview.
son.
He's got his worldview, and the reality does not really matter.
Yep. He's just seeing all the zeros after the 5. He's like, I've got 50,000 followers.
Yeah. He's really
Working
really
on
hyped
50
about
million.
it.
One day this is gonna go gold.
Yeah, Thomas would kind of look over at while you're reading your tweets. Maya's, are you talking to him now? The guy with the key?
He responded to my response on his Twitter. He said, working on home renovations. More picks to come.
Oh.
So this guy definitely has the key that we need.
Oh. Well, we should go get it.
I agree.
Doesn't seem like possibly the brightest bulb in the box. Did he leave like his stuff open so we can like find his address or something?
Oh, my Google foo is strong. And I will start Googling this dude.
I love playing games in the modern day. It's so much fun.
Thomas kind of looks at the other two at the table like, do they all understand what she just said? Looks like they all understand what she just said. So he's like, okay, cool.
Because Thomas didn't understand what I just said.
Yeah, Thomas like, everybody else get this? Okay, cool then. Yep.
Sorry, I've been in the woods for the past decade. I don't.
Yeah.
What's Google?
What's this Google? What time of day is it?
It's getting into like later afternoon. I think it's probably. I think we said you guys got here, after lunch, so we're probably pushing towards 4 or 5 o'clock.
For context, how old, David? How old is your character? Like, so I have a mindset of where he's at.
Yeah, Thomas is probably in his like early 40s.
Okay.
Like obviously a craftsman or woodworker or outdoorsman type guy.
Okay.
And he's got like his skin is probably getting better now that he's not outside as much, but you can tell that it's been in the sun. It's like that kind of leather, not like leathery, but like obviously like sun-kissed face, and he's been outside for a while.
Okay.
And he's got kind of the mannerism that like he doesn't really get social media and technology so much.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's pretty obvious. Like as he's like peering around, like looking at something, you can see that it's kind of the first time he's seeing it, kind of thing.
I think about now is when your pie comes out and it's in a box.
Beautiful.
And then just puts it on the table.
Beautiful pie, thank you. Thomas opens it up.
He doesn't say anything. He just ignores you and walks back.
Good. Yeah, Thomas doesn't acknowledge him now. He's got the pie.
He's got the pie. Yep.
And takes his like little plastic fork thing, whatever they've got, and just starts eating the pie.
Okay. Great.
That's a way to do it.
This pie is delicious. It's the best in town.
You're right.
Right.
That's not incorrect.
Little Napoleon's the national chain, has the best pie in town.
Best pecan pie in town.
Best pecan pie in town. There we go. For the key lime, you got to go down to the Cubano shop.
Yeah. So, Thomas knows where all the good pies are. All right.
Okay. I trust you. I trust you.
It's one of your
Can't wait to
abilities,
get you in the
pie
Legend Keeper
knowledge.
to fill out all these pie
Yeah.
spots.
Pie spots. It's going to be a whole Legend Keeper like subtopic that we have.
That's your sole duty is pie spots.
All the pins. What are all the pink pins? Oh, those are pies for David.
Pies for David.
Pies for David.
Before I start like Googling this fool, I'm gonna flip my Twitter to my official account or my whatever this fucking app is to my official author account.
Yeah,
it's verified.
Your PR account kind of deal.
Yeah. And because I have a lot of followers and a blue check mark, I'm going to write a message that is like, here in Arkham, wanting to reach out to some of the locals. Such, does anyone know at Morty Magic? Love to get a hold of him and talk to him.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that one I think you get a response in maybe a minute.
What?
Maybe a
Like
minute.
someone tagged, like he got tagged in a thing and was like,
Yeah, maybe a minute. The blue check mark tagged him, and he's like, "Oh, this is serious."
oh,
And you get a DM request.
a DM request.
It's
Okay.
I would okay. You are a female author. I imagine the DMs are not just open to
Not
everybody.
open. No.
I know better. I know better. This isn't
I
that
will-
different than the real world. It's-
Right.
I will let that DM through.
Yeah, and you get one that says, "Hey, you were looking for me? You want to talk?"
Wow.
Also, he says some like kind of inappropriate shit along the lines of like, "You look really nice in your profile picture," kind of deal. Like
Max Thirst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
he's kind of sad. You get the sad vibes off him for sure. This is not like a
okay.
socially
Not-
adept individual.
Not the first fan that's been like that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing some investigation into a house and your name came up and I definitely want to talk to you about it. Would you be able to meet this like afternoon?
Yeah, he'll send back after.
Maybe we can meet at the house.
Yeah, that one I think probably about 5-10 minutes passes.
That would have
Like,
been like a second. Like I would have sent the first one, can we get together? And then like maybe at the house would have been like a second message.
Yeah, and you get like there was the typing and then there was nothing for like 10 minutes. And then later you get back a sure, you know the old Crowley place? Question mark.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm been studying to work on for my next book.
Okay. Yeah, he'll send you back. I could give you a tour.
I would love a tour. Mia, I would love a tour.
Okay. He'll say have to be done by 7 though.
Okay. I'm going to bring a few people with me. See you there.
Okay. Yeah. You see the typing of the message just like stop. Like I'm gonna bring a few people and he's like fuck. But you get back a okay, great.
Great, thank you.
After like
Oh man,
after
I
like
know this
too
guy
long.
so well. I know
Yeah.
this guy
I
so
have
well.
ran into so many people.
I
like
love
this.
running modern day games.
Oh my
I
god.
love it.
like-
It's so much fun.
I flipped my Twitter back to my personal account and then put my phone down like cat that ate the canary. We got a date at the Crowley house.
Get out of here. Awesome.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
All through that app there. It was pretty great.
Yeah. He is looking to party. That is for sure. So
Oh, like
no,
Thomas kind of
no,
looks at himself like,
it's just a turn of phrase.
Okay.
Yeah. But did he put a time in there? He said before 7, and it's later, so I'm assuming.
Yeah. I think I probably just didn't mention, but I think he probably in about half hour. I think is probably what the idea you got is a meeting about a half hour, but got to be done by 7.
So we got about 30 minutes to plan. He also put in this have to be done by 7, which I bet the weird shit happens after 7. So we should definitely make sure that we're pushing that boundary as much as possible.
okay. Talk to me a little bit about what's going on around the house. You said there was a lake. Is there
Pond.
A pond. That's right, a pond.
I'll let the guys talk about it. They were there.
From what neighbors and some police reports have been, it's noises, breaking glass, like I said. The weirdest, like outside of all the kids stuff, kids breaking in and having a good time, the weirdest thing that caught all of our attention was they get a report at night that sometimes the house looks brand new, like
You see
fully.
Lloyd kind of shaking his head with that pretty aggressively.
Okay, what do you know?
So there's a loud pulsing when you go near it, and there's like a hologram around the new house, and it's really, really loud. And you see him kind of like closing his eyes, kind of remembering it. Really loud.
I think you
Yeah,
can hear it. I don't think you've stopped hearing it.
yeah, but it's like
It's
it's
been
much more
quiet.
calmed now, right?
It's been
You've s-
quiet, but you've heard it steadily since you heard it the first time.
Yeah,
So you've seen this new effect, this
yeah,
hologram.
yeah, yeah.
Huh. Last time I saw a hologram was at like a Rolling Stones concert. I don't think it looked all that impressive.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah, man, great band. You should check him out.
Concert.
Yeah.
Sympathy for the Devil?
Hmm?
Like she just starts like naming songs like to
Yeah.
look see if
Yes.
Landon
Perfect.
gets any of them. Like
Perfect. Um, yeah, he'll kind of lean in and say, "So I guess I'm a little confused. There's a pond at the house. Is the house in a neighborhood or is it like in the woods?"
So
No,
I think Thomas, you would know this too, because this
Okay.
is so like over on the like they don't have a I don't think they have a good compass on the map that I have. Or if they do, I haven't been able to find it. Oh wait, there it is. So on the north side of town, there's all these old like manor houses.
Okay.
And they're kind of spaced apart. They'll have like the wrought iron fence kind of deal between them with like
Each one is an estate kind of thing.
sorta, yeah. And I'll have probably maybe like an acre. Like it's not a lot of land, but it's enough that you might have a little pond in the back or something like that. And the area behind that is hills and forest,
Gotcha.
sort of deal. Because that's kind of like the edge of town, sort of, is where this house is. So there's like just a little pond, probably no, no more than like 50 feet on a side kind of deal. Like it's not huge. It's just
Gotcha.
they don't have
Yeah, it's
fencing there because there's a whole ass pond. So they're
right.
just
Yeah, yeah. And any fencing past that would be on somebody else's property or
Yeah.
the state's property or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Well, cool. Then Thomas say, well, tell you what I could do is park my truck with a little overnight camping supplies and put it out there in the woods behind the house, and then we all meet up. And do any of you have a car?
I have a truck.
Okay,
Sounds
I
good.
can ride up with one of you all, and if we wanted to see what happens at night, we could hang out in the woods outside. Get some binoculars and just watch it.
sounds like a plan. If we don't find what we're looking for inside, definitely a good plan B.
Okay. Well, do any of you use a radio? Have you ever used a radio before? Kind of look around the table.
Walkie talkie?
Sure. Yeah, like a walkie-talkie.
In Utah. So
I'm sorry, you
so
broke up
again,
there, Casey.
yeah.
I said I used to be I used to be a rancher out in Utah, so we use CBs quite a bit.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I've got a couple of handsets in the truck. I'll pass you two one, and then me and Lloyd will ride together, if that's all right with you, Lloyd. And then once I get in position, I'll tell you where to go pick us up.
Sounds good.
Okay. Um,
And so that's the
Lloyd-
plan for like after the tour, like tonight kind of deal.
yeah, my thinking is that Thomas would head out now
Okay.
and just park the truck in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then walk back out to the road and get picked up by them, so we're all
Gotcha,
riding together,
gotcha.
kind of thing. But I
Gotcha,
want the
cool.
stuff to already be stashed back there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Okay. Lloyd, you up for a walk?
Sure.
Okay.
So I mean that's easy enough to do. You drive back. I think looking at the map here, you probably have to go down. So down behind all these manor houses, and you see the synagogue they were talking about earlier, kind of down the street from the Crowley house, a couple houses down, because it itself is in an old manor house.
Oh, neat.
There is a graveyard called Potter's Field, and it's like they call it a pauper's grave, where it's like you don't get buried like a churchyard or anything. It's just kind of out. And so you kind of got to drive around that to get back to the Crowley house, but that does actually work to your benefit because you're not going to be on anybody's like property because there's no houses out past there.
Perfect.
So you manage to kind of make your way around that, graveyard or cemetery and get in behind where you want to be. How close do you want to be to the pond? Because you can see the back of the house a ways away. But
Yeah, I want to park the truck so that it can't really see I don't want the truck to be able to see the pond or the house.
okay, yeah. So
but I just
you're
want it
way
to be-
back in the full tree line.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then later on, we can grab the stuff and then move ourselves closer without having the truck super close.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
Okay.
So you get all set up.
When we were walking out, Thomas is going to hand Lloyd. He's going to hand you like a backpack. And inside that backpack are probably like a trail cam or something like that. Some sort of like motion activated camera thing.
Sure.
And just say, hold on to this, and if we get an opportunity to set up a little trail cam, we might do that.
Okay. And you see him like cinch the backpack really tight to himself.
Okay.
And like wrap it around him.
Yep. And we don't have to role play it now, but Thomas would be asking Lloyd a little bit about what all he'd seen, because it seemed like Lloyd had seen something different, and Thomas wants to understand that a little bit more.
Yeah. So Thomas, I would actually expect Lloyd and Thomas not to know each other super well because
Sure.
Lloyd is pretty new, so he'd be very cold at first, or at least very kind of yes no at
Sure.
first.
Yeah, and so maybe Thomas doesn't get anything tonight, and just does like a little bit of a small talk, as much as happens, right? When someone who's being kind of cold is in a conversation, like it's like, all right, well, hey, fine. What kind of music you like? Like whatever Thomas can do to make it easier for Lloyd.
Totally. And as we get closer to the house, is the pulsing growing?
Yeah, it definitely gets louder, but it doesn't ever quite reach that like deafening volume that you first got it at. And you've kind of
Okay.
your mind's kind of accustomed to it now, to where it gets louder.
It's like background. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still background. It's like at the loudest, it's going to be like the rock concert next door kind of deal. It's where you hear the like bass, but you don't. It doesn't necessarily make you uncomfortable.
Okay.
But yeah, and I think if you guys radio, they'd meet you all. There's kind of two roads that kind of cut off that go back into the woods, and you'd probably meet them at the other one that's like furthest away from the synagogue, because the synagogue's kind of in the corner. You got synagogue, graveyard, and like this one quadrant, and a little bit over is Crowley House. It'd be easier if I could show the map, but I just can't right now. But
All good.
I gotta figure that out because that'd be super helpful because I have a map. But yeah,
It's
you
all
guys are
good.
just
We'll figure it out
over
later.
there. Yeah. But yeah, you guys make it back to the sort of main street, and as y'all kind of come around the corner in the truck, you can see there is a gentleman in a long black like overcoat, and you can already see he's kind of like balding, but he doesn't look very old. He's like mid-20s, but he's got just a big bushy beard. He's that kid who started growing a beard in like 10th grade. And you just knew he was going to go bald because that beard was just too thick. You can see him standing. He's got this big long beard. He's like balding, got the long overcoat, and like a metal band T-shirt or something under it. And he's just kind of standing out front, kicking rocks or whatever, waiting for y'all to show up.
Maya definitely pulls up, and kind of acknowledges them with a wave, but she actually stops to grab a couple things from the trunk of her car.
Okay.
An EMF detector.
Yeah.
Not gonna pull out the big stuff yet. We're just gonna go with the EMF detector.
Okay. Cool.
But I think with her wealth, she probably has some paranormal gear.
got the parabolic microphone or whatever the hell. Crazy stuff.
The ghost box is.
Yeah, the ghost box and like
EMF
the
and band reader.
you got the like IR or the whatever, like the dot matrix thing they always use.
Oh
Where it
yeah.
just casts all those dots, and then if
Well,
something goes in front of it, you're like,
and in the FLIR cam, they can see like the temperature changes in a room and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
that's fun.
Just the
does,
EMF detector for now.
does Thomas see your trunk of goodies?
Probably. I mean,
Okay, cool. Yeah, Thomas will probably give it like a low whistle and say, "Well, you've got some nice stuff in there."
I take my research pretty seriously.
Okay, I didn't know that some of these things had alternate applications. That's pretty neat.
Oh, absolutely. This is how you detect the paranormal for sure.
Good to know. All right.
Yeah, definitely we'll have to talk about it later.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit more, but I think your boy is waiting.
Yeah,
Kind of
Yeah.
like looking up over the hood of the car, like like yeah, I see he's watching us this whole time.
Yeah, he's got
That's
his
cool.
hands in his pockets of his coat and just kind of like waiting, looking side to side,
Yep.
like I'm awkward,
Maya
don't want to say
slips-
hey.
Maya slips the EMF detector in her back pocket, and then in a just big show of hello, very charismatic, she'd be like, "Hello, you must be Morty. I'm Maya Green. Nice to meet you.
Hi,
Thank you so much for meeting me here."
say hi. Yeah. Mortimer Talligan, but you can call me Morty. Yeah, like you did. That's good. Yeah.
Well, that was
so-
your handle on Twitter. Sorry.
yeah. It's yeah, I get it. Yeah. So this is the house.
Yeah.
That's what you're here about, right? And
Yeah.
your friends.
Yep. This is the brain just went. I'm Tyler, right? Or
Oh, there's Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah,
Landon.
Thomas steps forward. Good to
Lloyd.
meet you. I'm Thomas.
Yeah.
He like shakes his hand, gives it like a firm handshake.
Yeah.
And Thomas is totally old school. Like he judges the guy on his handshake.
Yeah. Morty doesn't have like a firm handshake. You're like, okay, this guy doesn't get out much. It's kind
Right.
of
He's like, all right, cool. Yeah. I'll just push him over wherever I need to. Got it. He's no tycoon.
After that, Landon comes in super strong. How you doing, Landon? Landon Cartwright. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And Lloyd.
you, Lloyd. Okay. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So this is the Crowley house. I've been kind of doing a little work on it. You
I'm
want
excited
the
to see.
you want the grand tour? I can unlock the gates.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he pulls out of his pocket like a little ring of keys. There's like maybe 2 or 3 on there.
Mhm.
And he'll unlock the padlock on the gate and throw it open. And he'll say, "So, are you interested in the grounds or the house or
The house.
the
For
house?"
sure.
Okay. Yeah, and he'll check his watch. He'll say, "Okay, we only got about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops to do this. I do a lot of my work at night, and if I miss a night, it just you miss one night, you miss 5 nights, then you're way behind. It's the worst." So,
Maya just acts totally entranced by the story.
mm.
So, what can you tell me about the house? What's going on at night?
Oh, just
As
some
like
renovation work that I'm doing. Yeah. Just replacing some stuff and getting it looking nice. It's been empty for a while, so yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Thomas asks, so you own the place then, yeah?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
I
So you're doing like
I,
a
own,
You a how-
I have the keys, so
sure, yeah. Are you doing like a home renovation? You gonna flip it? You gonna sell it, or what?
No, just more of a more of a preservation of a historical artifact more than anything. These old manor houses, they go to shit real quick when somebody dies, so I want to preserve that. This is Arkham history right here. Crowley House. I
Mhm.
mean, same guy lived there for like a century. It's crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, like super strange. All the things that have been going on here lately.
Oh yeah, strange stuff. Like what?
Yeah,
I haven't
like-
noticed anything.
There's been strange noises reported and people walking around, but maybe apparently that was you.
Yeah,
that
it could
people
be.
were
I mean,
reporting
you get
being in
to hammering away on some
in the middle of the night. Yeah.
on some
Crazy.
siding.
Here, I thought we were gonna find a litter of raccoons, and it's just old Morty doing some renovation.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty great.
haven't seen any raccoons personally, but I don't know. Maybe
Have you
they're
seen
in the
any
crawl
ghosts?
space. Ghosts. No ghosts.
All right.
Is that?
Mr.
Do you
Mr.
believe in
Crowley is
ghosts?
quiet. Then,
Say what? I didn't hear what you said, Ethan. The last
Do
thing.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Don't you?
Not really.
Everything is a good story. So you're going to show us around?
Yeah, sure. Where do you want to start? It's Arkham Estate House, so we got 2 floors, kind of a half attic sort of deal, and a cellar. Can't go in the cellar right now though. Sorry about that. That's where a lot of my work's going on right now, so I got that locked down. It's not safe. But we can check out the first floor, the second floor, all the good furnished areas. The cellar's really just a bunch of rocks at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So why don't we why don't we start here on the first floor and then you can just take us around?
Yeah, sure. All right, follow me, and he'll take a second key and unlock the front door. They'll say, yeah. So this is the space. You can see it's pretty run down after about 20 years of vacancy.
Mhm.
And then you can see like right through the entryway, you can see it's kind of an open. It's got like a few rooms. It's an older house, so it's got like you can see the sitting room kind of in front of you, the kitchen off to the side, like a dining room kind of situation. And you can see like kind of off to the side from the main entryway is the door that goes down to the cellar. And you can see it's got a pretty heavy padlock on it. Not like the same chaining, but it's got like like new bolt, like a new kind of like deadbolt situation going on with the padlock and stuff like that. And then there's stairs kind of going up to the side of where you go into the living room.
real quick. Oh, go ahead, sir.
I was saying, does Lloyd's kind of like soundar or whatever like get any louder closer to the cellar, or is it all just that rock
Like
concert next door?
by the time you get in the house, it's pretty loud, but you can't really locate a source because it's just kind of everywhere, just kind of like a doom
Okay.
doom doom doom.
Does Lloyd look uncomfortable here?
Yeah.
Or are you holding it together?
A little
Okay.
bit. No,
All right.
not super bad, but like he's definitely like trailing, like maybe squinting every once in a while.
Yeah. As we're kind of going through the first floor, Thomas will say, "Hey, Morty, I don't mean to be a bother, but I think Lloyd and I need to get some fresh air. Do you mind if we would just walk the grounds?"
Oh yeah,
out
go
back?
ahead. So if you go out the back door, there's the sort of back garden. Most of it's dead. I'm gonna work on that next. I gotta get the house fixed first. And there's a pond that's kind of nice. There's a little fishing pier.
Okay. So like a stocked pond, some fish still in there?
I mean, it was stocked at one point. I don't know how much you gotta kind of keep up with
Sure.
those things, but
Sure. Yeah, you don't want it to be eutropic, right? So, all right. Well, we'll take a
yeah,
look.
eutropic, right?
I appreciate you. Appreciate the tour, but yeah, I think some fresh air is in order here.
Yeah, sure. Back door's right there through the kitchen.
Okay, excellent. Where's the door to the cellar?
It's right by the front door.
Okay, got it. And then last question. When I was outside, sometimes like basements and cellars have the little like half window down into the ground. Were
Mhm.
there any of those like basement or cellar window wells that I could see?
You didn't see any on the front,
Okay, perfect.
but they might be on the back. So
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Lloyd, you want to take a get some fresh air outside? Maybe go check out this pond.
Sure, thanks.
Okay.
yeah. And so for those of you that stay, Morty continues showing you like, yeah, this is the kitchen. There's some nice tiling here. I think I might keep it, just clean it up a little bit, but it needs to be updated. It's pretty old.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe.
definitely want to keep some historic parts of the house, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that molding. You see that?
gotta
You see
keep
that molding?
Mhm.
That's got to be
Clean up the
something, right?
chandelier.
Yeah.
That chandelier would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe replace it with some electric fittings. Guy was using candles. That's just
That's dangerous.
insanity. Yeah, only in the chandelier though. I guess he didn't really have time to wire it up, but everywhere else is electric, so.
Mhm. Have you done any work upstairs?
Oh yeah, I've done a little bit of poking around. I've been focusing on the basement first. I like to do a bottom up kind of assessment of a property So
Oh, so you haven't touched the upstairs very much.
I mean, I've poked around, but I haven't, started any renovations or anything, if that's what you're meaning by that. We
Well, do
can
you
go
mind?
look if you want. Yeah, it's just some bedrooms and a
Absolutely.
study.
Oh, but if that, I would love to look around up there.
Oh yeah, cool.
sure.
I can show you where if you're interested in that kind of thing, where the old man kicked the bucket.
I mean, everything for a good story, right?
Sure, yeah. You're a writer, right? I think I got that from your
From my
Twitter
Twitter,
bio.
yeah.
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 Focus on
Yeah.
the paranormal. Is that
Yep,
it?
paranormal mysteries. That's
Wow.
what I write.
It's good. How much of that's fact and fiction, I wonder?
The line is always blurred, you know?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, cool. All right, let's head upstairs then.
Yeah.
Landon, you coming with us, or are you gonna hang out down here?
I think I'm gonna hang out down here. I can get some new ideas for the place I'm at. Get this
Okay.
rustic feel going on.
Rustic, turn of the century kind of style. I hear you. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It reminds me of my granddad's home out on the range.
She will
Yeah.
definitely put her arm around Mortimer and
yeah.
walk
He's
towards the stairs with him.
visibly uncomfortable with that, but will not stop you. He's just like, okay, this way, Miss Green. We'll head upstairs.
Oh, please call me Maya.
Okay, yeah, sure, Miss Green. He'll kind of chuckle, but he'll lead you.
At an earshot, when they're at his earshot, he'll be like, "What a fucking tool!" And he starts looking around.
Yeah. And you just from small talk, you gather this guy's probably about 25, 26. He's pretty young.
A liar. Just a whole
bunch of them, yeah. Not worried about it.
I picked up on that without a roll.
He doesn't seem super worried about it though. You get that from him. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll say whatever I want. It's fine. But yeah, he leads you upstairs. Landon, do you have anything you want to do while you're alone downstairs?
Let's see. What can I roll here to get? I just want to get a lay of kind of walk through the kitchen, the foyer, living room, and kind of see if I see anything out of place. Does this place have a library, or is that upstairs or something like that?
So he did say that the study was upstairs. So downstairs is just purely sitting room, kitchen, dining room.
Is
bathroom.
Is there anything downstairs with a roll that I might be able to piece together or sense anything?
Give me a flashlight's roll.
Flashlight?
Yeah, that'd be a flashlight's roll there for you. And for all the folks at home.
Oh.
Well, you exhaust a little bit of your flashlight. That doesn't mean you don't find anything.
Okay.
It means you do find something. You just lost some of your focus there. So it takes you a while, and this will probably be the only thing you can get done before they get back downstairs. But you do notice, taking a look at the cellar door, that bolt is brand new. That padlock is brand new. And nothing else down here has really been touched, at all. This does not seem to be a place that he was even remotely interested in. Despite all of the bullshit he was spewing about, molding and backsplash in the kitchen and stuff like that. Yeah, he hasn't even touched this floor.
Have we asked him why he's renovating this house?
He said he owned it.
Yeah, and then he's doing it for historical reasons because it's part of the town's history, and he wants to restore it.
Yeah.
Let's keep those old estate homes up. Which are kind of two conflicting stories, because
right,
he's kind of giving you two narratives at the same time. One's that he owns it because he's got the keys, and the other one is that he's this kind of renegade old home renovator.
Doing it by night.
He's saving the world, renovating it by night, keeping these houses kept up. It's kind of you can definitely he's not being very tactful about any of this, and you don't get the idea that he intends to be. He's just kind of saying whatever, which that could be concerning. It could also be just he's just trying to say what he thinks Maya wants to hear, but interpret that how you wish. But he's definitely not really worried about what he's saying. I think let's check in with the folks on the grounds. What are you guys up to?
Sure. So when we get outside, Tom is going to say, "Is this any better? Or is it worse out here? What's your feeling?"
I would assume it's roughly the same because I'm still like on the ground. Maybe not quite as loud, but
It's a
still
little
just like
quieter once you get
general.
outside the house.
Okay.
But you guys being on the back, you see there's like a small kind of porch and some stairs that go down. You can see that there is one of those big like cellar doors for like unloading
Oh,
into.
yeah.
And you can see it's also got a big shiny padlock on it. And
Sure.
you can even see some like reinforcement on the cellar doors because they might have had a little bit of rot. You can see like boards been replaced around it and stuff like that. That it's like fresh and secure.
Sure. Sure.
You see just like kind of a wilting garden. It's mostly weeds, and then a small pier in the pond, not too far away.
Yeah. So Thomas kind of look around a little bit. It's like, Lloyd, will you help me? I want to see if there's like a cellar window or a basement window, kind of around the back, around the side. Be kind of nice to get that trail cam set up to maybe get a pier in there overnight.
Sure. Okay.
If you can help me find something.
Yeah, y'all give me a flashlight roll to see if you can find, because you can see there are windows, but some of them are like boarded up. And I think Lloyd's got you on that one actually with the flashlights. Already
Yeah.
rolled a 5, so yeah, Lloyd, you look around and you see that most of them are like covered over with paper. It looks like someone's like pasted paper to them. You know how you do when you want to like just completely seal it up. But you can see that there's like one corner that's kind of started falling down. And that would be like an ideal place to just mount a camera if you can kind of fasten it in some way.
Yeah. Tom, over here.
Oh, hey, good eye, Lloyd. I don't think I'd have spot that. All right, well, let's get this thing set up here real quick. And I'm gonna try and figure out a way to. I don't know if there's like maybe something out here like an old barrel or bucket or dog food bowl or something I could use to just kind of conceal the fact there's a camera mounted on the outside of this guy's house.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna work on finding some way to conceal this thing before I actually attach it to the house.
Go ahead.
Some old rain barrel or something.
Yeah, make me a. I think it's going to be some kind of save because there is the opportunity for you to make a lot of noise doing this.
Sure.
Like if you're finding like a metal bucket or something, like you could drop that accidentally. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong.
Sure.
So I think this is versus. We'll say it's a deck save kind of deal.
Okay.
Because it's your dexterity of getting it set up but doing it quietly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think if you just click Dex, the blue word on your character sheet on Roll20, it should roll it right up.
Awesome.
Okay, cool, and you roll a 3, so that's a pass.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you get you find like a little wooden bucket where some of the like one of the boards is missing on the side. And so you can just kind of mount that camera inside and set the bucket in front of the window, and it's just about perfect.
Perfect. So yeah, there's probably a fair bit of time figuring out like are we actually lined up and all that stuff, right?
And you get maybe about the best you can do, maybe about the bottom quarter of it is covered with that paper just because the way it hits like at a diagonal and just like a quarter of it, like you're not going to get it perfect because it's just not big enough.
Sure.
But you managed to get it.
It can kind of see into the cellar.
It gets a lot of the cellar, and looking around, you can see that is mostly like one of the walls is entirely like dirt. It's like a root cellar kind of deal. And you can see the rest of it's kind of like bricked.
And Thomas will make sure to set it so it's like, night vision only, no flash or any of that junk. It's make sure that it's set up for, to not disturb the animals as much as possible, all that kind of stuff. And then set it and kind of look around real quick, make sure that we weren't made. And
doesn't seem so.
Yeah. How do you feel about going and checking out this pond? Because I feel like I don't know, just seems like something worth looking at.
As long as it's away from the house, I'm okay with it.
Okay. What's going on? Can you share that? I can see you're uncomfortable.
It's hard to explain. Do I still see the kind of mirage of the house, or is that gone?
It's really faint. It's kind of like um, it's kind of like somebody hit a camera flash like right in front of you, and it's kind of almost gone. So it's
Mm,
like barely there, but you can kind of, if you focus really hard, it kind of comes into view a bit.
mm. It's hard to describe. There's this noise, and it doesn't stop, and it hasn't stopped for a really long time, and I'm seeing a faded image. It's hard to describe. We can check out the pond if you want.
Okay. All right. Well, if something changes, will you let me know? I'm kind of worried about you, Lloyd.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay. All right. If we need to get out of here, that's fine too. We've already done the thing that's most important.
Yeah, it's fine. I've been through worse.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go look at the pond.
Yeah. While you guys are doing that, we'll cut up to Maya on the second floor. So Morty's led you up. He's turned on all the lights, stuff like that, and he's like, "Yeah, so up here we've got a couple bedrooms. We got the study. What are you interested in?"
Well, I'm definitely interested in the study. Like, I
Oh,
heard
yeah?
that some of the old books might still be here.
Yeah, good bit of them actually. Yeah, yeah, sure. We'll go that way. And he leads you kind of on the landing. You kind of take a right or whatever it is. Go down a
Mhm.
few, and there's like it's a big open. Like there's not like a doorway into it. It's big open. There's like a bay window kind of situation. Glass is broken out of one of the windows. It's got like a tarp over it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah. So here's the study. Bookshelves at your disposal.
I just glanced through it, just like a quick check of like books and stuff to see if anything pops out.
Yeah, if you wanna find anything like useful, it'd be a flashlights roll. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah, flashlights.
he's going on about something about turn of the century design and all original furniture, even with all the stains and what have you. But
I got a 4.
a 4, yeah.
Mhm.
It's mostly it's very like academic kind of stuff, and it's pretty eclectic, that's the part that kind of gets you as being weird. Because most of the time when somebody's got like an academic library, it's in their field and it's books related to their expertise or adjacent to their expertise. But you got physics and linguistics books kind of next to each other. You got a lot of like anthropology, history, stuff like that, and it's kind of pretty much any topic you want. There's at least one volume on it.
Interesting. Okay. I'll scan those while he's bullshitting. And then yeah, the molding up here is pretty neat too. Does it continue on into like the other bedrooms or oh yeah, didn't you say that you knew which room he died in?
Oh yeah, it's this one.
The study?
Yeah. Yeah, I found him sitting in that chair. As calm as you please.
I'm just writing in a note. Did you put the tarp up?
Oh yeah, it's pretty drafty in here. Windows are broken.
How new is that tarp? Like,
I mean, it's
is
not
there shattered
like
glass on
tattered.
the floor?
No, there's not actually.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to decide how to write this note.
The tarp isn't like 20 years old or even like 15 years old. It looks fine.
It's new.
It's not like tattered. Yeah.
They had said that there was breaking glass again, so I was wondering if that was the reason. Do I see any? If I examine this area, do I see any like weird stains?
Another flashlight's roll.
Carpet like dissolved or anything like that?
Yeah.
8.
Okay, 8. Yeah, that flashlight skill's gonna be hard to beat. from my side as a game master. there's a 2 in 12 chance that you'll mess that up. But yeah, you look, you can see there are some like deep gouges in the wood in a few places, and also some like upholstery that's not looking too great. It's not like fully melted, but it's extremely discolored. And then you can also see some pretty obvious blood stains like around in a few spots. Yeah, what is just going on about? Yeah, the guy had some pretty interesting hobbies, you know. He did a lot of reading, it seems, and a lot of different stuff. It's a pretty interesting fella if you get to looking into him.
Yeah, I have been doing a little bit of research, she says, while looking at the chair and all that other stuff. Sounded like he was connected to the Whites.
Oh yeah, I mean, who isn't? Anybody weird in town's connected to the Whites, or at least they were. They've been gone a while. But yeah, he was one of those hobnobbing kind of individuals, apparently. Other than that, kind of a recluse. But yeah, everybody's got their social circle, you know. I don't pass judgment on stuff like that, you know. Close friends and all that.
I'm gonna pull out my phone. Just in complete view of him, though he can't see my phone. And I'm gonna text the group. Should I call this guy on his bullshit or wait? And then I kind of like I'm like looking around, maybe like snapping a picture of the molding, or a couple of things in the office.
Thomas will shoot back. Yeah, we're kind of done outside. If you want us to be there when you do that.
Anybody else?
You would see the bubble like stop and go and be like, and it's like, yes, I'm at the bottom of the stairs. That was like the nicest way you could do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, maybe I can come back and study the books sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I got the keys, so
yeah.
Time.
Yeah, cool. You know, maybe we'll meet up with the rest of the group.
Cool.
I'm going to let him lead, Ethan.
Sure.
And go down the stairs before me.
Yeah.
So that he is in the middle of the stairs between the two of us. And I'd be like, so really, to cut the bullshit, what are you doing with the house? Because like I know you don't own it. And I know you took the keys from the county clerk. Oh, and we have permission to be here from the city.
He goes,
so do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't know if you guys were like cops.
No, we're investigators, like I told you.
Oh, so you're like rent-a-cops kind of deal?
We're with the university.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. No, I don't own the house, but I do have the keys. And
Awesome.
I've been working on it.
What's going on in the cellar?
Just some work.
Like I said, investigators.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll just look towards Landon, I guess. Like, I can't force this dude. I'm also on the other part of the stairs. So.
Why?
You can see
he raises his hat up.
You all can see that his demeanor's kind of changed now. He's standing up straight now, or before he's kind of like hunched.
Sure.
We're just here to ask some questions, son. We ain't trying to cause no trouble now.
Okay. Ask away. I'll answer if I can.
What does a washed-up magician want to do with a house like this?
A washed-up magician? When did I ever say I was a magician?
Isn't that what his... Hold on, going all out of the character. Wasn't he, like, into magic and stuff?
I mean, it says Magic Morty. He's not a magician. he's just a weirdo.
I mean, it does say the Great Mortimer.
Yeah.
The Great Mortimer, right.
But there's no pictures of him at, like, kids' parties or anything doing magic tricks. That's just what he's got on there. It's like having the Great and Powerful Oz in your Twitter bio kind of deal.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
referring to the
All right,
fictional,
then.
the classical
Not the
fiction
cyberpunk
character, not the
character.
cyberpunk character. No.
Right.
But he's like, oh, I'm not a
That
magician.
changes what I would say.
Yeah. He's like, I'm an academic. Actually, I'm doing a bit of research here.
Who you work
Interesting. Are
for?
you also with the university?
I don't work with anybody. I'm independent. I guess some people would want to say amateur, but that's a bit judgy, I think.
Well, what are you studying? What's got this house interest you?
Oh, I'm studying Mr. Crowley. Fascinating fella. Yeah, he's had a lot of stuff hidden up here, and I'm trying to get a little insight into that. Interesting guy.
Well, enlighten us. What do you know about him that we might not know? Because
Oh,
we're
I
also
mean,
investigating him.
I haven't really found anything useful so far. He's just like you said, he had interesting friends, right? The Whites. He's into some occult bullshit, whatever you want to call it,
Okay.
paranormal. Sorry, don't mean to be offensive.
Are you a debunker? That's what they call you, right?
Yeah, you
somebody
could
who wants to
say
prove that
that.
it's not a thing.
That's partially accurate. Yeah, trying to debunk the bullshit, get to the real of it. Yeah, had a lot of interesting ideas. Not all of them were good ideas, but some of them. You throw enough shit at the wall, some of it'll stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like breaking
Tom-
and entering into a house.
Thomas, I think Thomas and Lloyd, we may be walking in right around here, right?
Oh, hey guys, how'd you enjoy the back garden?
It's kind of dull, honestly. I was hoping to see some signs of life in that pond, but not much.
Yeah, probably not. Pretty stagnant from what I can tell, but not
What's
exactly gonna go swimming to find out.
I heard the last of that. What's the what kind of ideas did Crowley have?
Oh, how much you guys know about the whole white situation in town?
I mean, pretty much what everyone hears about the Whites in town.
Yeah, so I mean, they fancy themselves these kind of innovative academics that were shunned by academia, these persecuted geniuses kind of deal. He was in with all that, so it's pretty basic stuff if you know that story.
Pretend that I don't. What is that story?
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know what went on, but there's a lot of crazy stuff they apparently were showing around at all their gatherings and things like that. To be honest with you all, right? I'm looking for a notebook. Yeah. Anybody crazy like that would keep a notebook, I'm sure. But old fella, he's tight-lipped. Let me tell you.
So you're kind of taking the house apart to look for that notebook. Is that what you're doing?
Sorta, but not in a way that'll stick. I put everything back once I'm done. Yep, just like you see it today.
Go ahead, sir.
Can I do like a sanity check and see if anything is bursting my bubble more than normal?
I think that'd be a wisdom save.
A wisdom save? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it going? Am I resisting magic, occult, rituals, hexes, curses, possessions, alien influences, mind control, deception, or clouding vision, perception?
Maybe maybe some of those later ones, which I think that gives you advantage, right?
Yeah, I roll with advantage.
Yeah, so go ahead and do that. Just give that 2 rolls.
For what was that again? Wisdom?
Charisma. Yeah, wisdom. Okay. Yeah, so that's a pass. Yeah, you definitely get there's like a aura about Morty that you're kind of, it's a bit different, but it's not anything compared to the house. It's getting drowned out by the house, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of slight, but there's something about Morty. He's got a little something going on. Yeah, he's like, so I honestly, I'm just looking for some field notes, that kind of thing. Started in the basement, so.
Yeah. You realize that people are telling a lot of stories about the house recently.
Oh yeah, I've heard some of those, yeah.
Like glass shattering.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of that?
No.
It's
Don't
just,
know what
have
that's
you heard
about.
it while you've been in the house?
Yeah, I hear it every now and again.
Where is it coming from?
Oh, upstairs. You've seen the
The
window.
study?
Yeah.
Like it sounds like it just keeps crashing.
Yeah, I wouldn't
open?
know. I'm down in the basement during all that, but yeah, I've heard it every now and again. Yeah, glass breaking, sort of thing.
Interesting.
Hold on a sec. Maybe I'm not quite catching that. You're telling me that you're down in the basement looking for a notebook. You hear a bunch of sounds upstairs and you don't go look into it?
Oh hell no! Look,
Look
anything
under
that's
the-
breaking glass could probably break me, so I'll mind my own business. I've got locks on the doors, so not too worried about it personally.
So the
when I'm down in
giant
the basement.
padlock is to keep the thing breaking the glass from getting down to you.
In theory, I wouldn't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's not even coming after me, but I feel better with the locks on the doors. Sure. Keeps the
So
nosy
if
neighbors
you're-
out too.
If you're stuck downstairs, say working in the cellar, you wouldn't mind so much if we did an investigation up here during the evening.
I mean,
Because we kind of want to figure out where that sound's coming from and get some answers for the university.
Yeah, I'd I'm gonna be honest, I'd prefer if you didn't. That kind of thing can be kind of distracting for me personally. The way I work, I like sort of having the place to myself. The broken glass is already enough of a distraction, honestly, but I mean,
Well, it sounds like you just digging. How iron-willed concentration do you need to be,
oh,
friend?
it's a little more than digging, but it takes some concentration.
I got an idea. How about you take the night off?
No. I can't take the night off until I'm done, sorry.
Yeah, Thomas is going to take a step forward. I really think it's a good idea for you to go ahead and take the night off.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for you to leave. I need you to make a charisma save for me.
Cool. So... No.
You feel like it's a pretty good idea to leave, but you're not moving.
Yeah. So he kind of looks at the door, checks his group real quick, make sure we're all still solid.
I am on the other side of him. You guys are, so just FYI. But
yeah, we're on the ground floor. You're all the way up in the
steps.
Yep. And Thomas says, "Look, we have the permission to be here. There's people asking us to figure this out, and one night off ain't gonna hurt you. Doesn't seem like you're gonna solve it tonight. You're probably not gonna solve it tomorrow. You're probably not gonna solve it this week. So take the night off, get an ice cream. And I'd like to try and like push this guy, see if I can't convince him. I know that
yeah, he kind of like cocks his head when you don't leave, and he's like, he kind of looks a little disappointed, and he's like, okay,
Can I fiddle with my EMF detector while this is going on?
Yeah.
And has his aura changed? Even when I checked it?
It kind of flared up a little bit for a sec. Because you've just been kind of watching it. But yeah, your EMF detector, it's doing that little thing where it's like bumping up. Like all the EMF detectors I've seen, they got like the 5 bulbs on the top, right? And the red one's like, oh shit, it's a ghost kind of deal. You're getting like little bumps up into 2.
Okay.
Which like,
oh shit, it's a ghost. I like that. I like that indicator.
could be paranormal activity. It could be the cell phone tower that's like 500 yards away,
or the cell phone in my pocket,
or the cell phone in your pocket. Yeah,
right.
It could be anything. And he kind of hears you flip it on because they kind of do the little like beep sound when they go up, and he's like, okay, that's fun. Yeah, sure, you guys can come by tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, whatever you think's best. You're the experts, after all, investigators.
Yeah. Well, since I'm here already, I'll start setting up my gear.
Sure, have fun.
Sounds good. After you.
Okay.
Thomas can get out of the way.
Yeah, he'll say, "Well, I'll be in the basement. You guys can hang out up here, I guess. Gates open, but I'll be down there. So have fun up here."
Thanks.
And see him unlock the padlock on the basement door, pull it off. See him open the door, go in, and then you hear it click on the other side of the door once he's in.
The door, when it opens, is there any like special markings or anything like that on the other side of that door?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not that you can see. No.
Okay.
Yeah, but he just opens it and you hear a click, like he's got another kind of deadbolt sitch on the inside that he's clicked the padlock into.
Sure. Yeah. Thomas, what was all that about?
Oh, he's doing some weird shit in the basement. Like some weird. I mean, I just flipped it on as a distraction, so.
Right.
But he's definitely doing something weird in the basement, like probably in connection with the weird shit that Crowley was doing.
Sure. Well, if we need to open a padlock, we can do that.
Padlock's on the other side.
Don't worry about that part.
Well,
he'll kind of get closer to you up the stairs and say, "There's also a cellar entrance on the outside that's padlocked. We can get in through there if we have to."
sounds like a good idea to me. I'm gonna go get the rest of my gear, gents. Who knows? Maybe we'll capture a ghost.
What Lawyer's going to do is he's going to go maybe to a different room where everybody is, and maybe find like a chair and just kind of sit and almost look like he's meditating a little bit.
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to either have a better understanding of what is pulsing, if maybe something's being whispered and I can hear it, or like what is this sound and like what is it trying to do?
Okay, give me a sanity roll. Cool. Yeah. You kind of do your brain thing. Like, however Lloyd has sort of rationalized this thing that he can do, that's what he goes to do. And if you have a description for that, you can give it now. But if you don't, I'm not going to put you on the spot. But
It's kind of like, so nothing, you can't really see Lloyd change all that much, maybe except for his facial expressions become a little more kind of contorted a little bit. He usually tries to do it away from everyone, so like he probably turned the chair towards the wall, so um, you can't really stare at him like that.
yeah,
And then in his head, it's a whole mess of things. Like all the senses are being fired off at once, and it kind of does these kind of weird pulsations depending on what he sees.
yeah, cool. You get this time the sensory stuff you get with your eyes closed is mostly visual. And you get like every time this sort of sound comes, it's like light that kind of just goes across your vision. And you look kind of around, just sort of with your mind's eye, and you get like in the basement, under the basement, there's like this source of light that is pulsing, like a heartbeat, and then it's doing it rhythmically. Yeah.
Okay. And then can I see what it is, or just this very bright light that is?
It's just a very bright light, and sort of kind of blocking it in a spot. You can see where it's not getting through to you. You can see it's sort of like a person shape, where you can see that Morty's now down there doing whatever he's doing.
Interesting. Okay.
But the heartbeat sound hasn't changed, even though he's down there.
Yeah, but now I can like put the sound to a visual almost.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. And then you'll see, so then you'll kind of like hear maybe a little bit of grunting, kind of like that. And then you kind of hear a thud as Lloyd falls on the ground. And then he kind of gets back up and kind of dusts himself off a little bit. And he'll go over to whoever's closest to him and say, whatever he's looking for is definitely in that cellar, and he's not too far away from it.
What do you mean?
It's hard to describe, but there's this thing that's I know why the house is and the sounds and everything's linked, and I think it's this one thing that's doing it.
So if he's digging for something, you're saying that he's pretty close to finding it?
He's definitely in the right location.
Okay. And how do you know this?
It's complicated. I saw it a little bit, but and I hear it. Remember the sounds I've been telling you and that thing that I've been kind of seeing? It's that. But I saw it better, but I still didn't see it, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Okay. All right. I've seen some things too, so I'll go along with that a little bit. I don't fully understand it, but okay. What do you think he's gonna get there tonight? Do we have to kind of get a move on this right now?
It's hard to tell, but all I know is this thing is really something special, probably powerful, and all I can say is it's definitely under the cellar and in the cellar area.
Okay. Well, let's go see if Maya needs some help with her equipment or something like that.
I think I just need a rest for a little bit. If that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Here, you show me where you're gonna be in case I need to find you later.
Yeah, and so I'll be kind of in the back door outside, just beyond the porch a little bit.
Out here, Ethan, are there any like trees on this property, or is this pretty much like garden, pond, and like manicured lawn?
I think there's maybe like one fruit tree that's kind of got, the soil around it and like the stones where it's like marked off. It's like at the end of a row of like garden stuff.
Okay.
It's not got any fruit right now. It looks like it's probably dead.
Sure.
It just hasn't been properly cared for. And, it's in that like kind of artificial environment. It had like all the, like Miracle Grow kind of shit on top of it. If you don't,
Right. That's
you
all
don't
gone
maintain,
now.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there was no like real good soil in there, so.
Yeah. Cool. Then Thomas will say, if you're gonna be out here, that's fine. But if you lay down, make sure you stay on the patio. There's probably some rats or something like that in the garden. You don't want them messing with you.
Will do. I'll probably just walk around for a little bit.
Okay. Holler if you need anything. And
Yeah.
Thomas can go find Maya.
Cool. What you setting up, Maya? What's your kit?
Maya has like a flashlight, like for her head, like one of those. One of those.
Is it a
options.
GoPro? Is it a GoPro too?
No, I don't think it's a
Okay.
camera.
Because that's the
it's
expensive stuff, right? You get the head mounted camera with the flashlight.
Yeah, no, I think it's just like what you use like if you're caving or whatever it's called.
Yeah, spelunking.
Spelunking.
It's a fun
And
word.
then she's a ghost box, which is kind of a yay big.
Yeah, what's this one look like? Because I've seen some pretty funky looking ghost boxes.
It's like a big radio.
I've seen some that are like hollowed out TVs. Those are pretty wild.
Yeah, I just searched
What?
the wrong thing to search on Google. It just like it's just a box. It's basically like an emergency radio that has like 2 channels and a sweeping function on it and a recording function.
Cool.
So basically it just I know too much about this shit. It scans the bands of AM FM and then can pick up voices or talking into words and stuff. Is what paranormal experts say it does.
Beautiful.
I hear it.
And I think that's all she's gonna pull out for the kit. Like, no need for no, I think she wants to pull out the thermo as well, just like a thermo camera.
And where do you set all this stuff up?
Most of that stuff is handheld.
Okay.
So She might actually give the thermo to Thomas if he'll take it.
Yeah, Thomas checks in with you to see if you need any help, and then says, I may take a bit of a walk out to my truck. I've got some bolt cutters
Oh, okay. That's
to get us into that cellar if we need it. Seemed like Lloyd sent something downstairs that is significant. That it may explain why this house makes him feel like shit.
something that this kid's looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever spotted anything with any of this stuff?
Say again?
Have you ever spotted anything with any of this stuff?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Neat.
It's crazy. I know. But
Yep.
who knows, right?
Yeah. I might be kind of
Crazy shit
interested to
happens.
take out into the woods sometime.
I'd like that.
I'll be back. Give me about
Alright.
20 minutes.
Okay, I'll check in with Landon.
Okay.
Be careful out there. It's getting dark.
Yep, I will. Say again. Casey, you broke up.
Come with you.
Dude, I'm
come with
sorry.
you. Yeah,
What is?
it's
this
like
better?
really muffled.
Hello?
Yeah, that is better though.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so much better.
Okay. Don't start with me, Mike. I'll eat you too. If you want me to come with you, Landon would ask. Huh?
Landon, I think Lloyd isn't feeling so good. He's already out back. I'd kind of feel better if you were here. You still have my radio, right?
No, sir.
All right. Well, if anything comes
sir.
up, I'll holler on that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and Thomas is gonna leave. He's gonna go out the gate.
Great. Do you guys have anything else you want to do before you kind of set up for the night and spend a night in the house?
No, I don't think so.
I will say we're gonna take a break pretty soon, but I will say one last thing. You get a text message at 5:30, 6 o'clock kind of situation from Dr. Grimshaw, who says, "How's the first day?" Question mark kind of deal. Find anything?
I was actually going to contact Grimshaw kind of anyway, so I will give him the beats basically of what we found, ending with whatever info I was just given about Lloyd, like what Thomas just told me.
Okay.
And like heartbeat, like light, like anything. Does that sound like anything to you, Doctor?
Yeah, he'll send back keep an eye on it. Be careful. Interested to see what you find out.
Will do.
And then after a couple minutes, you'll get a don't be afraid to duck out if things get weird.
It's okay, smiley face.
Yeah. And I think that is where we're gonna go to our break. And when we get back, you guys will be in the thick of it, probably. Figure out what's
Sweet.
going on.
So everybody, we're gonna take a little break. Folks, I would love to give away a copy of Legend Keeper. There's plenty of folks here tonight. If you don't know, Legend Keeper is how we manage all of our campaigns here at High Shelf Gaming. It's where we keep our campaign notes, where we have maps of our world, maps of our areas, the buildings that we're in, all that kind of stuff. They're like maps nested within maps and all that good stuff. If you want to know more about Legend Keeper, go check out their website, legendkeeper.com, and then catch us on Thursday where we talk about it. But in the meantime, let's give away beta access to Legend Keeper right stinking now. I'm going to start the giveaway. To enter to win, just put ! Legend Keeper in the chat. There should be a little instruction there right now. Just copy that, paste it right in the chat, and that'll enter you into win. Again, Legend Keeper is super, super dope at managing your campaign, world building, all that stuff. And this is just something that like we like to give away copies of it just because we're into it, and everybody who's gotten a copy of it has given us like really good feedback about it. So we're just gonna keep giving it away as much as we can, as much as they'll let us, basically. And yeah, I think that kind of covers it for our sponsors, and we will come back. What do we need? 10 minutes?
Yeah, top of the hour, I think would be good.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
we'll be back at the top of the hour and pick up with this spooky house.
Oh yeah.
See you
See
all in
you
a
guys
bit.
soon. back, everybody.
Yeah.
Surprise, we're back.
I am going to leave the Legend Keeper giveaway thing rolling just because we
Okay.
keep getting more and more people into the chat, which is awesome.
Great.
Folks, if you want to enter in to win beta access to Legend Keeper, just put / Legend Keeper in the chat. And at the end of the show, we will roll to see who wins because it is golden stuff for any player or GM. I promise you.
Yeah,
It is really, really solid.
that's good.
But either way, let's get back to our house.
Yeah. So we'll say probably some time has passed. You guys have all set up your stuff. What was Thomas going to get out of his truck?
So Thomas is going to go to his truck in the woods,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of a walk. It's kind of a hike.
Yeah, you gotta go out the gate and around.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's not terrible.
And you said it's around 5 or so, right?
Yeah. So it's autumn. So the sun's gonna go down 6:30, close to 7.
Yeah. Then I'll
you
take
know,
my time.
so, yeah.
I'm not going to I'm going to go back to kind of where we exited the woods earlier, where hopefully I can slip into there without catching a lot of notice.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas is not exactly stealthy, but he's at least aware enough that in a neighborhood like this, some new guy walking between houses, somebody's going to call police.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the thing you got going for you though is that you kind of look the part of somebody
Sure.
who would just be walking around in people's backyards.
Sure, I look
know?
kind of like a laborer, kind of
Yeah.
like somebody's lawn guy. Yeah.
And I don't think all these neighbors are in their 80s, 90s. They're not really gonna bat an eyelash. So I think you're good there.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go out to the truck. I'm gonna grab a set of bolt cutters and probably a big flashlight. And if I have a camp shovel or anything like that, something I think would help me break up some earth.
Yeah.
Even if it's gonna be a lot of work, I'll grab something like that.
Got one of those. What is it? What was it? They got the probably one of the military ones that folds.
Yeah, the
It's got,
Combat
this-
shovel.
The combat shovel.
Yeah,
You could probably get being in the forestry service. You probably get some military surplus every now and again.
yeah. I imagine that Thomas is probably a certified sawyer, so he probably has chainsaw and an axe holster and all kinds of stuff, but is none of that applies here, so that all stays with the truckers, not even present, right?
Thomas Sawyer got it.
Yeah, yeah. And he's gonna kind of look around real quick and find one of the bigger trees around his truck, and just kind of give it a feel, and kind of look from it to his truck, and just kind of take a second to assess the situation that his truck is in here in this woods.
Yeah.
And then maybe kick one of the roots and then head back to the house.
Give me a sanity roll for all your tree kicking.
Sure. Okay.
What you got? 7?
A
yeah,
7.
you're good.
Okay.
You're that's a tree. I'm good and confident in that. We're good. We're good here.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah,
perfect.
And to answer Frizzy Gizmo's question, we don't do that around here. We don't put things on calendar. That's how you get in trouble with continuity. It's mid-autumn. There we go. we'll get it there. That way it can be whatever day I want it to be, whenever I want it to be that day. That's my GM style. There's a little peek behind the curtain there. But yeah, we're mid-autumn. Leaves are turning. It's great. Brisk. Oh man, is it brisk?
Yeah, perfect.
I will show you the amount of text that I got. She is all about this.
Yeah.
She's worried for all of our characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I am too.
I mean,
We're
true.
gonna be
We all are.
fine.
It's not. Yeah.
It's
Oh, I'm
just
dead.
a little
I'm already dead.
paranormal.
Already
It's
dead.
just
Yeah.
a little paranormal stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a little paranormal. But yeah,
That's it. That's all.
I
So-
think.
Oh, wait, it's Cthulhu.
I am gonna radio to Landon
Okay.
and just say, on my way back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think
Copy that.
it probably took you I think it's
Yeah.
probably a half hour either way, like both
Sure.
ways. Maybe
Sure.
like half hour out, half hour back, because you parked in good ways and you got to go around stuff.
Exactly. Like I imagine this takes time,
Yeah.
right? And so he
Um,
just wants to check in and be like, "Hey, I am on my way back. I know people are a little on edge, and I just don't want
Mhm.
anybody to worry about me." So he's checking in.
Yeah. Cool. So you get back. The sun's probably down now. We're in like full dusk. Sun's down. You see the light kind of fading. You get back into the house. What's everybody doing? It's been an hour since Thomas left, give or take.
I've shown anybody who's interested in looking at it the ghost box,
Cool.
and what it does and how cool it is. And then I started taking it room to room upstairs, just to kind of see if I hear anything on the radio waves.
Yeah, what kind of questions are you asking?
It's just basic. It's your basic ghost catching 101 stuff. We're starting beginner level. Like,
No.
is there anyone here? What's your name? How did you die? Like, anything you
Yeah.
want to tell me? Like, just start basic stuff.
Cool. Yeah. I don't think you get any bites on the ghost box, honestly. Going through that kind of stuff. The study's definitely giving you more of your like signs that you look for than the other room.
Mm-hmm.
You get like, oh man, it's 70 in the rest of this house, but I walked into the study and it was 65.
Ghost.
Definitely got nothing to do with the whole, missing window
the wall.
panes. Yeah.
Nothing.
Like that kind of thing. It's definitely that like I'm hunting ghosts and there's some stuff going on, but you haven't got anything concrete.
I think Maya, like, it's the big things that Maya goes, oh, that's paranormal.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, there's a cold spot or
Yeah.
there's a little bit of skepticism in
Right.
things that aren't hard hits. But it was sorry.
I was gonna say any good ghost hunter has run into plenty of hoaxes.
Exactly. You gotta know.
Gotta know.
Gotta know. I think she'll set the ghost box down in the chair where he died supposedly. And she'll like kind of go back to looking through the books.
Cool. Yeah. Lloyd, what you doing?
So I feel like Lloyd for the first 30 minutes is probably just
Oh,
outside,
Lloyd.
maybe kicking some dirt.
Yeah.
Just kind of like as much as he can de-stressing from that kind of episode that he had.
Yeah.
And then how I imagine is like now I like the pulsing is still there, and even like there's the bright light I can kind of see the eye of like the corner of my eyes. But after like I kind of get sensitized to that, I'd probably go in and start helping everyone move and just try to be helpful as possible.
Cool. And Landon, what you been up to?
I would have spent a little bit of time looking after Lloyd, making sure he was okay, just kind of watching him. And then I think he was, kind of wandering around the pond and wandering the grounds. He's convinced that there might be something else going on.
Okay.
But at the same time, he's just trying to eliminate any one that while he's doing that.
You're breaking up. Your connection's breaking up a good bit.
God damn it!
Sorry, man. It's frustrating. I know. It's okay.
It's how's that? Is that better?
Yeah, you're good now.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Okay. So, what did you catch?
You were
Something
wondering
else is
something
going
else may be
on,
going on.
and then it got
All right.
choppy after that.
So I'm going around the area, just trying to eliminate the obvious. Like, obviously, there's no broken fence things for kids to get into.
Yeah.
There's none like that kind of stuff. But while he's doing that, he's rubbing a little black rock,
Okay.
just
Cool.
kind of fidgeting with it.
Give me a flashlight roll to check all the nooks and crannies and whatnot around the grounds.
Okay, let me see. Do I have anything that can help me with that? No, I do not. Okay.
Yeah, remember y'all's special abilities in case they come up.
Heavy.
Yeah, you're good. So
Okay.
yeah, you don't really see anyway unless somebody swam across that pond. There's like no way in here other than that front gate that was padlocked. Or I mean,
Okay.
you know, they could do the normal stuff. They could throw a big welcome mat over the spikes over the fence and climb over, like that kind of stuff. But somebody'd have to really be determined. It's definitely not like foolproof to get in, but you don't see any like obvious easy ways to get in other than taking a little swim.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he would make his way back to Maya in the building.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are all, I guess, in the study then. Once Thomas gets back, because that's where Maya's at, kind of stuff. And you're just kind of sitting around now. Sun's going down. You can see it getting darker. And once it's kind of completely dark, I feel like it's fully night. Do you guys have lights on, or is it like a flashlights situation?
I think the lights are on. I don't see a reason.
Lights are on. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And as you guys are sitting there, there's a clock on the wall, kind of ticking. It's not like a cuckoo clock, but it's one that like makes a sound, and like the hour, the half hour, stuff like that. And when it gets around to about 7:30, it's like fully dark, and you hear the clock kind of ding, and then it goes to go again, and you don't hear it, and then the ticking of the clock continues, but it just gets louder and louder. And then you feel the room kind of start to shake a bit. What are you guys doing?
I'm getting up on my feet.
Okay.
I'm going to probably stand just outside of the room.
Okay. Yeah. You move out. You can see that the floor out here is also kind of shaking now. It's like the whole house seems to be kind of vibrating a bit.
I stay seated where I am on like the floorboards.
Okay.
And just like put my hands down on to keep myself like steady and sitting up.
Mm-hmm.
But also like adrenaline junkie here for it. Like, yeah.
And I think Lloyd, make a sanity roll for me really quick, because you're the most kind of in tune with this stuff. He's got it to spend. He's good. What you got? 4? Yeah. You can kind of see now all of these like sounds and things. Like the heartbeat is now just again almost like too loud, but you kind of got a handle on it this time. And you can see that the light where it had kind of been going outwards is now like going in, and it's getting like pulled in like faster and faster. Landon, what are you doing?
I have moved to a kind of like the frame of the door, like
Okay.
kind of in between. Like
Yeah, I'll step out of his way so he can be in the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this process kind of continues, and it gets faster and faster and more violent. And you think that like boards are kind of cracking in places and walls are kind of shifting. What do you?
So Thomas is gonna check the stairs. Are the stairs? What are the stairs doing? Are they undulating in the same way? Or they
Yeah, sort of. They're kind of like buckling and like bending kind of weirdly. There's like kind of these like almost shock waves going through the house.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to stand up at the top of those stairs. Go ahead and make me a deck save, because it's your footing is getting a bit
Yeah, sure.
bit unstable.
Well,
Yeah, and I'll grab a banister as hard as I can,
Mhm.
to steady myself, of course.
I think you have like advantage on that kind of stuff, right?
I do on
Something like
strength
that.
stuff, but not on deck stuff. But I did
Yeah.
really well.
Okay. Yeah.
roll.
Cool. Yeah, you're good. So you kind of like
Um,
steady yourself and that sort of thing.
Okay. And Thomas is gonna kind of call out, what are we doing? Are we staying? These stairs are getting dangerous.
So Lloyd is actually, before he sees like the pulsating, first he's gonna feel the shaking and like look at everyone to be like, is this a me thing or is this everyone else thing, right? And then see that everyone else is kind of wobbling and they're being, and then I get the like weird now pulsating inward toward, and I go, I
Mhm.
think we a kind of louder voice because it's like it's in his ringing is so loud. Because I think we need to go to the cellar now, now,
Okay. What are
now.
you guys doing?
Um, can we make it down the stairs?
You could
Is
try.
kind of what she calls out from.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Thomas says, if we help each other, we can make it down. We gotta go as a group.
Okay. I will try and stand and grab my gear.
Okay. Yeah.
And make it to the guys.
Yeah, you guys all get out onto the landing, and you can see that now, like, the floor is kind of like buckling, and the house seems like it's almost kind of tilting a bit. Where you're at, and it's like you feel very off balance. The way you guys can go down, so the way like assisting works in this game is that one person rolls one of their resources, be that sanity, smokes, or flashlights, based on how you're helping. So you can help by like making sure you're standing on floorboards that are still flat when you're going down. You can do smokes as you're like talking them through, or even sanity where you're trying to kind of pierce it and figure out what's the safe place to go. And the other person rolls with advantage, and that counts for like both of you to do the thing. So we'll need 2 of those because there's 4 of you.
Okay.
So how do we do that?
I mean, I'm always willing to roll sanity, but
Playing with
Um,
fire.
if anyone has other ideas,
Yeah.
I sort of feel like, given that I'm carrying stuff, that I need to be helped more than can be helpful. Just in the IC of it, I guess.
hmm Yeah, I think Thomas would definitely try and help anybody going down. Thomas is actually not all that great at helping people in this case. I guess what I would do is, okay, so the house is undulating and
Yeah.
going nuts. So maybe this is like a sanity thing where he's like, okay, these are like this is kind of like an earthquake, and you can kind of see as the shockwaves hit, and we'll just pretend that this is really happening, and I'm going to help someone get down to the ground floor by telling them when is the right time to move to the next step based on just, hey, this is like an earthquake and we're trying to get to a safe spot during an earthquake.
Cool. Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Give me that sandy roll.
Okay. And who am I helping? Am I helping Maya or
probably Maya.
Okay. All right.
What do we got? A 4. That's good. Yeah, so you're good. You're like, okay, cool, and you kind of get the rhythm of it because it is you see that, yeah, it is kind of rhythmic, the way it's happening. And so Maya can now roll a, however you want to go about it, save. Like it is
A save.
yeah, it's going to be some kind of save, but it's kind of up to you like what your approach is.
This isn't a resist of any kind, right?
Well, okay, so you are resisting the consequences that if you don't do well, you will trip and fall down the stairs.
A
kind of deal.
resist of magic.
No, you're not
occult
resisting any
ritual. Yeah.
magic. That's not.
That's
what's
more
going
of
on.
what I wanted. Thank you.
Gravity is kind of magical.
Gravity, yeah, gravity is kind of magic when you think about it. It just
It's
kind of keeps us
amazing the way
there.
it is.
It radiates down. What the fuck?
Yeah, like the Earth is like pulling on the
Yeah.
Pluto or whatever. I guess a little bit.
I think I'm
just
gonna roll. What I would like to roll is a wisdom check to maybe to like be able to listen to it, what he's saying and get
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Understand where to go.
What you got? 4. Yeah, 415. That's good. Yeah, you guys make it kind of timing it. You'll go down a couple
Mhm.
steps and then stop when like this huge wave goes through and the house kind of bends completely over to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take a few more steps and it does it again. And you eventually make it down. Landon and Lloyd, what are you guys? How you guys doing? Also, you don't have to help each other. You guys can just go individually if that's easier. It's just you can help if you want to.
If Landon doesn't want to help, I'll probably just go on my own.
I'll head down after that, I guess. So,
Okay.
what do I roll? Is that a dex? Do I have to...
How are you going about it? So are you trying to be dexterous and just kind of keep your balance and go down as fast as you can? Is it like a strength thing where you're just holding on to try not to lose your balance? You know, what you got going on?
What is CON again? Is that
Constitution.
Constitution.
I don't think this one really apply because Constitution is like stuff that's affecting your body, right? It's like poison,
pain or instant death.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. This isn't the time when you're experiencing. You're preventing the pain or instant death currently.
Okay,
so.
fair enough.
Yeah. It would be kind of funny if you're like, maybe the house is full on beating him up. And he's like, I'm just gonna soldier through.
Yeah, well,
Maybe that's what's
okay,
happening
yeah.
with Lloyd.
That's a good point. If you want to do con, it just means that the house is real violent on your way down, and you're just getting beat to hell.
Because if you don't succeed that, the consequences are you get beat the fuck up.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever you want to do, man.
I'll play fair.
If any of you guys fail this, the consequence is getting beat the fuck up. It's just how you're getting beat the fuck up. Like, are you falling down the stairs? Are you falling through the banister? Like, what is the deal?
I think I'm gonna be dexterous about it,
Okay.
and see how I do with that. Do I have anything that helps me with that? I do not. Damn. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll me your hit die.
Casey.
When I fail, guarantee when it's gonna go. Oh, man.
Oh, don't worry. This is a straight roll, so it's not even like bad.
Oh, good. Where's my hit die at on this thing? I'm sorry.
I want to say it is. So
it's written in by archetype.
I don't think you can actually click it, unfortunately.
So I have D6.
Yeah, so just roll 1d6, and we'll see if you get a 1 or a 2.
Oh. Well, come on now. Roll 20. You like giving me ones?
Yeah.
Oh, 6. Yeah. You're good.
Hey,
no, you're good. That's good. That's
is that good?
Oh,
okay.
It works the same way as flashlights and smokes and stuff like that.
Okay,
so
okay.
you get some bumps and bruises. Landon's coming down, and you can see him. He's trying to kind of just sort of jump between stuff as it's moving and things like that. And as he's going to like jump from one step to another, the house takes a big roll to the side, and he just gets slammed with a wall and just tumbles down the stairs. But he kind of tucks and rolls, tucks his head in and stuff like that, and he's got a few bumps and bruises, but nothing serious, so he's not actually injured.
I'm all right, y'all. I was kicked in the chest as a kid by a cow, so not the worst thing in the world.
And
That's
Lloyd.
a story I want to hear for a different day.
Yeah, good. You're still alive on that one, buddy.
Yeah.
Lloyd, what you got? What's your role?
Come on,
so
Lloyd.
I was trying. What would you
it.
recommend? So like, I'm just getting sensory bombarded right now.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend for that?
I mean, it could be like the sensory bombardment you kind of already
wisdom.
handled with like a sanity check, but
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it could, however you want to do it.
I mean, so yeah, I'll go wisdom.
Cool.
Because
yeah, so that's deception, illusion, and complexity. So you're seeing like the complexity of these patterns, and you're trying to like suss them out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you pass and you make it down. Kind of, at one point you feel like you're kind of walking on the guardrail, just because things are kind of twisty turvy, but you've kind of made it into a simple path, regardless of how it turns, and you make your way down to the bottom. Okay, so you guys are at the bottom of the stairs.
You made that look easy.
Yeah. Lloyd's just kind of like, he's doing that thing. You know that scene in Rogue One where the guy who's like blind just kind of walks through all the fire. Like that's kind of how he handles it. He's like a
Yeah.
deep breath
Yeah.
and just kind of walks.
Yeah.
And everything's
Yeah.
just going to hell around him. But yeah, as you guys get down to the bottom of the stairs, this goes on for like another few seconds and then it stops completely.
I look at my watch.
It is 7:31. And you look around and the house isn't quite how you remembered it.
Does it look new and fancy?
It does look new and fancy.
Oh.
It looks nice, and you can hear coming from upstairs
What?
just some classical music from like a record player.
There's like Maya is drawn to go back up the stairs, like wants to start making that move away from the group, without really consulting the group. That she's slowly like going back
As she, I imagine she's starting to go up the stairs, right?
Yeah.
or towards it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So as she starts going up the stairs, Thomas like.
All that work for nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But not stopping you. Just like, are we really?
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do anything, but I'm trying. But yeah, so Maya's going for the stairs. What's everybody else doing?
Is the pulse still like bright lights still kind of undulating inwards now? Still?
Yeah,
Or
so
is that changed?
you still see that light down in the cellar, but it's much fainter. And it is accompanied by a secondary light that is upstairs. And they both kind of pulse in time.
Ooh, okay. So
They're
like
synced
still.
up.
So I would say that there's two lights now, and one's upstairs and one is downstairs. I think something's a little off. But there's two now, and they're still pulsing, but there's two, one upstairs, one downstairs.
Is the lock still on the door?
It is.
Oh.
And the cellar door actually still looks quite old.
So does everything else like have like fresh paint with furniture, or is it fresh paint and no furniture?
Fresh paint, furniture, whole nine.
Okay.
You can even see, just kind of peeking into the kitchen, you can see that there are some like freshly dirty dishes in the sink.
Huh. Just out of curiosity, Thomas is gonna go check the fridge.
Yeah. You go and you open it up, and you can see there's milk, there's eggs, all the staples. Probably some TV dinners too, but like also a lot of just ingredients.
Okay.
Fresh produce, stuff like that.
Okay.
Is there
Yeah,
a newspaper nearby?
he'll just call out.
Go ahead.
He'll just call out to the group that everything looks new and untouched.
Give me a flashlights roll, Lloyd. See if you find like a newspaper or something like that.
Ooh.
3. Okay. Oh, so close. Almost got you. Yeah. No. Yeah. You look around, you can see that there are like a few like magazines and periodicals and stuff, and they're all marked. What is it? I want to say like October 2000.
Oh, interesting.
I'm slowly going up those stairs.
Yeah, sorry. I would, after seeing the magazine, Lloyd would be we're in the year 2000, it looks like.
Wait a minute. Ghosts is one thing, but time traveling?
Fascinating.
What do we do? I thought we were in Massachusetts, not Florida. What are we in the Bermuda Triangle?
That's not really in Florida. I'll tell you later. I'm like slowly creeping up those steps.
Yeah. Yeah, Maya's probably been halfway up the steps. Anything anybody downstairs is doing? Anybody gonna go with her?
I'll go with her. Why not?
Well, yeah. So Landon, you have
Which on the door is the padlock on the inside or on the outside?
on the cellar door.
Yeah.
It's on the inside.
Okay.
You don't see it on the outside, and you kind of try to like just to make sure there actually is a padlock because
Yeah.
it could just not be there, right? You try to move
Right,
it,
sure.
and it's locked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna glance outside.
You see. I'm assuming Maya. I think you parked on the curb, right in front of the house.
You're right, yeah.
Uh,
I want to
Yeah.
look out back with the garden and the pond.
Okay,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Looking out back, you see the pond is there. It looks pretty much the same at night. But the trees got the leaves have turned, kind of fallen a bit. But it is now actually has leaves, and the garden you can see an herb garden on one side, and then kind of some produce on the other side.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let them do their thing, but Thomas is probably gonna start going outside next.
Okay.
Lloyd would start heading outside to find the back cellar door.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Splitting the party at its finest.
Yeah. Fuck it. It's horror. Whatever. It doesn't really matter either way. Yeah.
It'll get you
So
either way.
yeah. So you
Be easier
guys.
to pick us off.
So you guys heading upstairs. You meet the landing. And are walking. Are you guys trying to be like really quiet, or are you just walking?
It's definitely not a sneak, but it's like a quiet walk.
Okay.
To be able to look into the room first before like barging into the
Yeah.
study.
Yeah. You kind of peek around the corner, and you can see that there is a man sat in the study chair with a book. Kind of. It doesn't really have anything apparent on the outside marking it as any particular book. He's got it in his hands, and he's kind of reading. He's got some reading glasses on. This is an ancient looking gentleman. And there's some like classical music playing on the thing, and he seems pretty engrossed in it. He's not really paying much attention.
Mr. Crowley?
Doesn't look up.
Can I pull out the EMF detector as I
Mhm.
kind of walk in and see if it lights up more so than it had?
Yeah. You like kind of turn it on, and it's like dead. Like
Okay.
the number, you see the lights are all off, but the numbers are just kind of just
Freaking
rolling.
out.
Yeah, they're just rolling.
Okay, great. I'm just gonna put that in my back pocket. And I guess look back to see Landon coming and
Mhm.
wait.
I'll be going as quietly as I could, like not like a super like her last sneak in.
Mhm.
And I would probably be like 2 steps behind her. Like I'm not too far away. He's kind of freaking out, and he's got his little rock in his hand at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's like, okay.
I'll go into the room.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah. You go in, and you see the man kind of starts for a sec, and then he looks up, and he sees you, and you see him reach up to his ear, kind of flip a little switch, and he's like, what are you doing in my home, ma'am?
It's a very interesting thing that is going on, Mr. Crowley.
Do I know you?
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm investigating a murder.
I don't know anything about a murder. Strange way you walk.
I'm sorry?
Strange way you walk in this place. A shadow behind.
A shadow behind. I'll look like
Nothing. I mean, there's lights on both sides. Your shadow's like kind of directly below you, sort of deal.
I fear that there's something going on with the house, Mr. Crowley.
Oh, it should be fine. The groundskeeper was here just yesterday. Checked everything. Everything's fine.
I'm investigating your murder, sir.
I'm sorry.
You died in this room.
No, I've been here reading.
May I ask what you're reading, sir?
Oh, you wouldn't get it if I told you. Not gonna waste the breath. I'm not at my age.
I think Landon would walk in and be like, Try-
Greetings.
"Good evening, sir."
How many more
Try
guests
it.
are milling around my house? This is a question.
Just here to check on your safety, sir.
I'm sure, yes. Who sent you? Why are you here?
Dr. Grimshaw sent us.
Tobias?
Yes, sir.
Haven't heard from that old fool in ages. What's he doing now, huh? He's still up at his dusty old office. You know, books written by morons.
Something like that, yes. Still at the university.
Grand.
We're looking into occult paranormal activity.
Pardon me if I find a good bit of mirth in that word of choice. Occultism, paranormal.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. I'd look at that window, Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything different, weird?
It's whole.
It's whole. It's not broken yet.
No, not broken.
Okay. I'd cut you off earlier, Casey. I'm sorry.
What I was gonna say is, humorous, sir. What's the book about? I find myself a reader of all things. I'm quite curious.
Well, to put it plainly, let's call it natural history.
Natural history, fascinating.
Indeed. It's
Natural history of this area.
not our planet.
Oh,
What else?
Can I make a deduction? Can I use my deduction skill?
Yeah. Read me that out.
Sure. Once per game session, you can apply your powers of deduction and reasoning to reach an opposite conclusion and require the GM to provide a hint to the next best step.
Okay. Yeah. You get the idea that this guy, he's speaking to you as though you're actually here, but he's not treating you like anything you're doing has any consequence. And you get the idea that he kind of knows more about the stuff you're talking about than he's letting on. Like it was little like kind of, the hint of a smile when you said his murder, stuff like that. He kind of knows what you're talking about, but he's just not
Engaging with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Crowley,
Yes.
would you humor me and tell me what's going on? You know that we're not really here in your time or you in ours.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
I don't know how else to look at it.
What's your name?
Maya Green.
Okay, and you, sir?
Landon Cartwright, sir.
And you're not from here, are you?
Either of us? I'm not, sir.
No, sir.
Well,
From Utah.
I don't know. He looks like he's not from here. He's got that sun-beaten look, and we don't get that much sun here in Arkham.
I've been doing a lot of research and study on Arkham since I moved here.
Oh yes, and what'd you find?
Very interesting facts that make me want to keep searching,
Fool's errand.
but a fun one.
Feel like winding up dead eventually, then sure, it's fun for a while.
We all
Long
die at
while
some
if you're
point.
lucky. And when you say that, he kind of laughs. He says, "That we do. That we do."
You know what's going on here.
Yeah, you see him kind of. He glances up at the clock and he says, "I'm sure."
There's not much time left, is there?
Never is. Ooh, ooh,
'Cause the
ghost,
random
ooh,
train.
ghost train.
That was not needed.
It was
That was
pretty.
so not needed.
That was good
Good
timing. That's pretty
timing,
spooky.
Jack.
Mm.
Pretty spooky.
Ooh.
But yeah, he says never is, but 100 years, 200, never enough.
What happened to you?
Well, I don't know. That's the fun part, isn't it? You don't get to know.
Doesn't sound like it was a nice way to go.
You humor me. Tell me what happens to me. I'm curious. Did you know so much? Emissaries from the what? From the future? You said my time.
Well, that window is going to break shortly,
Unfortunate.
and then you're going to be ripped apart.
Are you sure about that sequence?
Yeah, that's a fair point, Mr. Crowley. I'm not.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a feel.
I think you're playing with me.
Why, yes. You're quite clever.
Landon, are you able to reach the others?
I'll get on the radio, Ethan.
Yeah.
Try to contact the other two.
There's a lot of static going on, but the other radio does come on with whatever message you want to give to the others.
I would say, what would Landon say here? He would be like, so, fun fact, Mr. Crawley's here.
You're muted, Dave.
Fun.
Because of the train.
Yeah,
Because of
sorry.
Ghost Train, but you know.
Yep, I had to mute for that. But yeah, fun fact. Shut up.
I don't even, like, he's at a loss of words right now.
Totally. No, yeah.
Fun fact: a dead person is alive upstairs.
We're discussing things of import with him.
Yeah, what's
What an interesting fellow.
are Lloyd and Thomas doing anything specific, or
I think that Lloyd and Thomas have been opening a cellar door.
yeah, that'd be a strength
Thomas's.
save.
Okay.
Um,
Right, Lloyd? That's the plan? That's where you wanted to go to, right?
no, yeah, I'm outside with you, but after hearing fun fact, can I possibly look at these two sources of light and seeing if they're differing in any way?
Yeah, you look. It's very clear. They give you the same kind of energy.
Mm-hmm. Is one bigger than the other by chance?
Yeah, one of them is kind of small, maybe roundish, right? And the other one looks kind of like a vaguely humanoid shape.
Okay, I think Lloyd is thinking some things. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I have a special ability.
Yep.
Comes into play here. I
Sure
am
does.
ripped.
Yeah, you're ripped.
So
Is that
I
what
roll.
it's called?
Huh?
Yeah,
it's
this is
called
what
ripped.
it's called. It's called
It's
ripped.
called ripped.
Ripped.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Thomas Wilder, the forestry service guy, is packing some heat, in the arms,
Cool.
and the back.
Yeah.
And
Russell bears for a living.
that's right, Russell's bears. That's right. I roll with advantage when making a save to lift, drag, snap, break, wrestle, or otherwise exert strength.
Cool. Do it. Do it to it.
Awesome.
That sounds like exactly what you're doing. So,
Okay.
those
So
yeah, those are
11 and a
both.
12.
It was you had a 17. There wasn't a lot of chance for that to go wrong anyway. Yeah, you this it's definitely there's been a lot of reinforcement for this, but you managed to get what are you using to do this?
Oh, I wanted to use the bolt cutters to break
Mhm.
the lock.
Yeah, it's
And then if I need to, he probably has a crowbar or something to pry
yeah.
the door.
You get the lock off easy. The like kind of latch under it doesn't really want to move, but you can just kind of get that crowbar in there and just snap it, and pop those cellar doors open.
Yeah, and you just watch as he like throws his whole back into this, and like things are
Mhm.
popping, and there's probably like bolts that are like shifting out of position as the wood is creaking under all that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and you manage to get it open. You get one of the doors to fly open, and you guys start making your way down. We're gonna move away from that though because that's
Okay.
more fun stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, back upstairs. Mr. Crowley is looking at you both. He says, "So, how far removed are you?
What do you mean?
6 months, 10 years, 20 years? Can't be too far.
20.
No, 20.
20? Oh,
Mhm.
Yes.
took him that long to be interested. Huh. Thought it was
Lots
more
of-
important than that.
I do apologize for that.
It's a vanity of
We're
an
not-
old man, I suppose.
We're not the only ones interested, it seems.
Oh, do you
Mortar-
mean?
Mortimer?
Yes, the petulant child. I quite remember. He came to speak with me 4 or 5 nights ago, maybe. Seemed to give up.
Give up.
Yes. You're not going to get much out of me,
He's still here, though.
I'm sure.
Something below the earth?
There's plenty below the earth if you look deep enough.
Something with a heartbeat.
You're smarter than I gave you credit for.
Thank you.
Wouldn't go touching that if I were you.
That's why I'm up here talking to you.
Good. Let's keep it that way. What's old
Sure.
what was his name? Mortimer.
Landon. Oh, Mortimer.
What's old Mortimer up to? He tell you?
Playing with the thing downstairs.
Hmm.
The heartbeat.
Must have changed tacks then. That's fine. He won't get anything useful. He's a novice at best.
What
On a
is he
good
looking
day.
for?
Oh, he's looking for what's up here.
He's mentioned a notebook of some kind.
Like I'd be stupid enough to keep a notebook.
Sounds like you have
That's
many
how you
secrets.
get your shit stolen. You think I worked this hard, developed all of these formula, if you will? You think I developed them all just to write them down for some jackass in the future to grab them? No. They die with me. And we don't have too much longer till then, so make your questions quick. I don't think you want to be here when it goes down.
What he'll step Landon will step in and what formulas? What are you trying to accomplish?
If I told you more than a phrase, your head would probably burst like a pea.
Yeah,
Can I?
that
Oh,
sounds interesting. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I roll either smokes or an intelligence?
Make a smokes roll. I think
Sure.
that's good. I think smokes is good.
Yeah.
Because you're chatting him up.
Yeah.
What you got? Yeah, he says, okay, if you insist. And he says, well, the things that I have developed are, first of all, unique. And that's, you don't get that very often in this business. Unique, refined, and, Let's just say they give me a bit of longevity. But you wanted the specifics, didn't you? He says, it's actually quite simple. And then he starts talking. And you can see his mouth moving, but all you hear is this ringing.
Not that
And
again.
it gets louder and louder and louder. And I need both of you in this room to make a sanity roll for me.
I just had to say fuck you.
What'd you expect?
Not
He
the
got
other
the
thing
smokes
you told
roll.
me.
He
What
got
am I
the
rolling? I'm
smokes.
sorry, sanity?
Sanity,
Come
yeah.
on.
Ooh. Like that.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh no!
All right, we get to
Katrina.
open
Go
up the
for a
book.
ride.
We get to open the book for this one.
Because I super failed, right?
Well, no, there's no.
I
There's
go
no, like,
down a
crit.
step, right?
You do. Both of you need to remove a step from your dice. So I think Casey's yours was a D10, so you're down to like a D8 now, and Maya, you're down to a
D6.
D6.
Yep.
I think. How bad is it? I think is the question. Both of you guys roll me a D6. Because either way, that's what it is. I just gotta check.
2 for me.
2 and a 3. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so who rolled the 2?
Katrina.
Yeah, Maya, your head gets really fuzzy for a sec. Like, it kind of feels like there's static on everything. And you mechanically you have disadvantage on any mental saves. So that's your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. For the next little bit. Landon, you can't move. You can't stop listening. And you can't hear what you're hearing, but you can't stop hearing it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, and you just kind of stand there motionless for the next little bit. And he's talking, he's being very animated. You can see he's smiling now.
Because he knows what he did.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. And then he kind of finishes and he sees, "Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a bit much? Did you even get any of that?" No, I didn't think so. And he kind of gets his book and he says, "You got about 5 minutes. Any other questions?"
What if I want to learn?
Ask Dr. Grimshaw. He's got books. Books are safer. Don't want to hear that stuff first.
Spoken word.
Yeah, you want to start with the books, I think, if you're interested, but I wouldn't.
Am I composed again? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I think you can move now, but you're still kind of shook up.
Wouldn't start investigating at all?
Yeah, I
Or
would.
learning at all, I guess is what you'd say.
I would. It never ends well. I mean, you know what happened to me. Happens to me, will happen to me. It's all the same thing.
Do you relive this every day?
As long as that fool in the basement keeps doing what he's doing, yes, I do. It's unpleasant, to say it the least, but just an interruption to my normal nights of reading, so.
Can we stop it?
Can? Maybe.
Do you want us to?
I can't really bring myself to care.
Look over at Landon.
You all have died, what, between you 0 times? I'd guess. Most people
Yes.
maybe get 1, and they, come back. They see the beyond. I love those books. Those are good. I keep one of those on the back of my toilet. But let's see. For me, it's been I think we're up to about 14. That's a lot. If you're not aware, that's a lot for me to die. I
In
just
the
can't
same
bring
week?
myself to care. Yes. And that's what you get when a novice messes with things they don't quite understand. I blame the teacher. I don't know who it is, but they're incompetent.
We should go if we
You
don't want.
should, yes. Oh, did I say 5 minutes?
You meant.
Well, it's really up to me, isn't it? And he kind of reaches over on his kind of table he's got next, and there's just a small box there, and it's wrapped in like parcel tape. He says, "You know, it's my birthday today."
Happy birthday.
And he says,
Yeah.
"Oh, interesting. I didn't expect them to send me a gift." And he starts unwrapping it. And inside is just a small wooden box. And he lifts the lid and he says, "Ah, there it is. Now I remember." And you can see he pulls out this small black crystal. And it's about this long. He says, "You know, obsidian. Um, there's a few types of it. It's not always from here." And you can see it start to kind of crack and splinter. He says, "I'd get going when the going's good." And you have a moment to react if you'd like to, but
I think I want to self-impose a will check
sure.
because I think Maya would be entranced
Yeah.
enough to.
Trance. Let's see. That's an interesting verbiage.
Right? You know
Um,
what I mean?
yeah, that's a charisma thing. That's a force of will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Roll it twice, take the lower, right? Or take the higher?
Do you have advantage?
I think you told me I had disadvantage.
Oh yeah. Mental checks for the next little while. Yeah. So
So
yeah,
roll-
roll twice. Roll twice, and I'll tell you the one that's worse for you. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter.
Both of them. So.
Yeah, you failed both. So you just kind of stand there. You're like, inside Maya, she says, "I've got to know.
She does.
I can't just run without seeing."
Maya has to know.
About 5 minutes before that, Thomas and Lloyd are walking into the basement. And as you get down there, you see none other than Mortimer. He's kind of sitting cross-legged on the floor. He's got a book open in front of him, and you can see that there is this writing just all over the walls and the floor, everywhere. And you can see it's kind of like pulsating a bit, and you can see him kind of muttering under his breath. And he kind of hears you guys walk down the stairs, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck are you guys doing here? There's a lock on there for a reason."
The house was shaking violently. This seemed like a safe place to be. What is going on in here?
You want to be underground when a house is shaking?
What are you doing in here?
Buddy. What am I doing? You don't really look like the type. Let's just say I'm doing research. How about that?
He's the type.
He's the
Pointing
type?
at I'm going to point at my cohort here, friend.
Yeah. You see
At Lloyd.
you see Morty kind of moves his reading glasses and kind of looks at you and he's like, "Oh, that's raw. Oh wow. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. That's crazy, man. Tough luck, right?" Yeah, he's not really the type either. He's a different type. We'll call it research, right? Are you guys might want to get out of here. It's about time. And did you fuck up my door, or did you pick the lock?
What do you mean it's about time? What's about to happen?
Old man's gonna kick the bucket It's gonna be real nasty. Always is.
Okay. But that's upstairs.
Yeah, it's upstairs until it's done, and then it comes downstairs. And then it bangs on my door for 30 minutes, and then it gets bored and leaves.
Okay. Well,
Did you fuck up my door?
it might not get bored this time.
Yeah.
So why don't you explain to me very quickly what's about to happen?
Okay. Look, maybe you can help me. Doubt it. Never mind. Change my mind. Look, what's about to happen is some shit like you've never seen. You've never seen it. I guarantee it. You've never seen it. Something like you've never seen is about to turn this whole place kind of upside down a little bit. Because somebody somewhere had a hard on for Mr. Crowley, and well, they got their fill this evening. So it took him right off the books, you know, but it's a little smarter than that, and that's kind of where our problem lies.
You mean it has nothing to do with this house itself. It is all about Mr.
Oh, hell no.
Crowley.
Yeah, pretty well. Okay, a little bit of both. Little column A, little column B. Kind of the same thing.
Okay, so Mr. Crowley or whatever is about to come down this way.
No. Mr. Crowley, well, about 2.5 minutes. Did you leave the cellar door open?
Glancing back. No, the one inside the house is fine.
Did you one outside? Okay, well, Mr. Crowley's head's probably about to come bouncing down the stairs. That's happened a couple times. And that's unfortunate. That's super unfortunate. But what's more unfortunate is the thing that tossed his head out the window is going to come downstairs too. So we got to go. Unless you can help.
Finish that sentence, please. You've tried twice now.
Here. We're just going to try something, right? And he hands you a piece of white chalk. He says, go crazy. Just make some doodles. I don't know. We'll see.
Wade does, or to both of us?
I think Thomas is kind of in front. He hands it to him, and he's like, "You want one too? Go crazy." Yeah, I'm sure just about everything, but you know, maybe I know too much to fuck up my own shit. So, yeah, mess it up. Go wild. Pull the walls down, please. I got about 30 seconds, and I'm gonna jet because you have royally fucked up my security situation. So, you got about 30 seconds. Go crazy. I mean,
I guess.
What should I roll?
Yeah.
yeah. What do you roll? That's a great question.
Yeah, I think.
I wish there was a luck skill, man. I really wish, because
I think Thomas is gonna like. All right, fine. And I'm gonna grab that chalk and like broadside to make as thick a line as possible.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like give like an arc kind of around my feet and look back at him to see what he does.
Okay, just do an arc around your feet.
And like I'm gonna start that arc and like gauge his expression before I can finish the circle around myself.
Are you drawing over already existing text?
I don't think so. I think that I'm probably not standing on existing text if I can help it.
Yeah. He's gonna just say, "Hey, you're gonna want to be over here." You know.
Okay.
This is kind of the sauce, right?
This is what I'm talking about. Thank you. So a little bit of guidance goes a long way. I'll stand here with you.
Well, I don't want to tell you too much because that might ruin the magic, right? I need you as ignorant as possible for this because clearly knowing stuff doesn't help. So,
Haven't had the opportunity yet. Hoping to rectify that right now. So I'll stand where you say.
Sure, yeah, just go crazy. I mean, any of these, you know, cross them out. You know, draw a little squiggle. I don't care. Draw a smiley face. We'll see if we get lucky, right? I don't have any hopes.
roll. Unity. That's playing with fire. But I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it. Cool. Yeah. He's talking about all this like text and stuff. But Lloyd, you are focused on this heartbeat, just maybe 6 inches below the kind of stone surface. And it is getting faster and faster as, those 30 seconds are ticking by. And you're like, that's what it is. I mean, you that's your best guess. That's what it is.
That's what's coming.
Or no, that's what you got to do. You got to get to that. That's what your intuition's telling you.
Okay, and so what kind of, is it concrete ground or is it regular dirt?
It's like stone. It's like it was dirt. It's like packed stone, like kind of cobblestone sort of deal. There's not a lot of like binding stuff between it though.
Okay, so then I'll probably just start kind of frantically pulling at it and like trying to get at it.
What are you
Yeah.
trying to do?
Like maybe getting the crowbar, maybe like kind of loosening some stones or breaking some stones up or something like that.
I'm gonna go and find any kind of heavy thing and ask, what do you need done? Let me do it.
Below us, it's like loud because it's like the thumping is right by, right? So it's like a little louder, and it's he's like kind of almost yelling, not quite, but almost like below us, like 6 inches. Like there's something there we gotta get.
Mark me an X, and I'm gonna grab something I can use as a chisel.
I mean, you
and
brought
something
a shovel.
I can use. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab that shovel, pop that open, and I'm gonna grab anything in here that is heavy enough for me to use as a hammer.
Cool.
I'm gonna say, Morty, hold the shovel on that X.
And he's like, that's new. Sure, yeah, whatever. And he'll hold it.
All right.
And upstairs,
Right.
you all see this obsidian. It's like a sliver of obsidian, and you can see it kind of crack, and you see there's like light kind of coming out of it a bit. And he says, and you see Mr. Crowley look down towards the cell, and he says, "That's new." And then at that moment, the crystal shatters. And you can see this just kind of tear. And it's kind of almost like pulling in and pushing out at the same time. But you get that vacuum feeling. And you can see this long clawed hand kind of reach out of both sides and start to pull it apart. And you see a bare skull, still kind of with red, like viscera sort of attached and hanging, and these glowing black sockets. It's kind of one of those blacknesses that kind of has its own light to it, kind of like a black hole's kind of got that halo around it, sort of like that. And you see it just burning and glowing, and it starts pulling its way out. I need both of you to make a sanity roll with disadvantage this time.
Bug out roll, because he would have. I'm ready to go.
We'll see how the sanity roll goes first. Maybe you can't bug out. These things happen.
4 and 5.
Okay, you're good. How's Landon doing? 4 and one more. Give me one more. 3. Okay, you're good too. Wow, love that for you guys. You guys hold it together. But you can see this thing, or do you? Are you guys out? Are you just out? I don't want to give anything away for free if you guys aren't going to stick around to see it.
You know how to get them both to stay with a phrase like that.
Yeah.
What does Landon do? We'll let Landon answer this question first.
Landon.
I have to warn you guys 3 times if you're about to die, so it's a little hint for you.
What time
what counts
are we
as a
on?
warning? It's
What
you guys
counts
are.
as a warning?
Yeah, well, that's the question, right? It's
All the times Crowley said it, so you're on like 3 now.
maybe. You guys are pretty hard.
You
You got
know-
hit dice instead of hit points, so
Yeah, this happened in the werewolf game where I kept just diving somewhere, right? I'm getting that feeling in my gut that it's time to go.
okay. Maybe it is.
So does Landon go?
Landon wouldn't leave you because of his past.
I'm staying.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yep. I would.
So
I couldn't.
you see this creature continue to like pull itself out of this like just hole in everything that has kind of popped up. And you see it kind of put one clawed hand on the ground. You see these gouge marks. They're familiar. These gouge marks that form on the wood. And you see the other hand kind of come in flat. And it kind of pulls itself out. And it's covered in this like tattered... It looks like cloth, but it's got this sponginess to it. Like maybe it's not quite, plant-based. And it pulls itself out, and you can see like dripping from its mouth is like this viscous fluid that's causing steam on the ground. And it looks at both of you for a moment and then turns back to Crowley. And you can see Crowley has put the box down and he has picked up his book and sitting cross-legged, he doesn't even look up as this creature takes one swipe of his hand and sends Crowley's head through the window, and you hear the breaking glass. And it, it's busy for a minute. We're not going to go into the details there, but it's busy for a second. What are you guys going to do? You've got maybe a minute.
I will grab her, and we are leaving now.
Okay, great. So you guys start making your way downstairs. Folks in the cellar, I need a strength roll to just get through all of this stone and dirt as quickly as you can.
If there's one thing
So
that
jacked.
Thomas Wilder can do, it is break through some stone in a minute.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
2 strength rolls.
Cool. Glad you got the second one.
Yeah, glad I got advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely chisel away at this over time. And it takes you, for you guys now, it is getting to that. You hear the disturbance upstairs. It is past 7:30. It's getting into the... Or no,
Yeah.
I think it's probably... I think my times are off on this because I think it's... You guys were talked to him for a minute. I think it's probably about 7:45. 7:30 is when everything changed. It's probably about 7:45, and you're getting...
Right.
You're getting through it, and you see that there is a small box buried. And it is made of a smooth metallic material. Probably not either of your specialties or different kinds of metals, but it's a really strange color. It's got like a reddish hue to it. And Lloyd, you can hear inside of this getting like faster and faster. And it's not locked, it's not latched, anything. You open it and you see a beating heart within it. What do you do?
Okay. Does my intuition still tell me anything?
It is not.
I'm gonna say, Morty, shovel on top of it, and I'm gonna hold my striking implement like I'm about to strike.
Yeah, Morty goes, whoa, wait. Hold on, wait, but I don't have what I need.
It's coming now, right?
I mean, we've got like a minute or two. I don't have what I need.
What do you need?
I need the old fucker's notes, okay? I need them. Where are they at? I don't...
Morty, I don't have notes for you. I have a beating heart under a house. That's what I have for you. Is it going to live or die? Decide now.
Fucking shit. And he kind of pushes the shovel into it a little bit. And you can see it kind of start to bleed because he's punctured it just a bit, even just with the shovel.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I'll strike it.
Cool. Yeah, and you do it. It's not. There's no roll needed here, except for like a sanity roll. I think for everybody, just because this is real fucked up, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I don't think this was a disadvantage. I think it's just a regular one. Ooh, a fail. That's fun.
Oh wait, but wait one moment. Do I get any sort of Iron Mind or Indomitable?
Do any of those apply to sanity rolls?
No.
Oh, okay.
Roll with
Ooh.
advantage when making a save. No, they're both saves.
No,
Okay.
sanity roll. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't even think this one's a disadvantage. This is just a regular one. So the idea in this game is that the more like beyond recognition things get, the more disadvantages you have on your sanity rolls. I think it's just a regular one because a heart, you've seen a heart before, you know. It's a little weird, but it's not like weird skull creature weird. But yeah, Thomas, you follow through. You can do it. You hold it, and I think this one's probably a roll me a d6, Gavin.
Okay.
Let's see. Not you, David. Just Gavin.
Okay.
We'll see what happens to old Lloyd. 6.
6.
Cool. Yeah. We'll get into that. But yeah, Thomas, you bring down this hammer. I think it's probably a sledgehammer. Honestly, it's probably a big
if
one.
it could be, I want it to
it's
be.
a sledgehammer, and it absolutely tears through this heart. And you see it just sputter and pool, and then slowly start to dissolve within this box. And you notice that, like, this box unscathed. Nothing is, like, your hammer glanced off that shovel and went straight into it. No dent, no nothing.
Wow.
And you feel the whole house start to shake. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna look to. I'm gonna reach down and close the box.
Okay. Yeah, you
and picked it up.
pick it up. At that, Mordo say, no. You don't get to. No, that's mine.
Thomas is going to like put a hand on his chest, like, little man, this is not yours.
Hey, I've been here for weeks.
Doing nothing but drawing pretty pictures. We're the ones making something happen. This goes with us.
He kind of like throws his shit down. He's like, I'll remember you. Get the fuck out.
Mortimer will remember that.
Yeah, Mortimer will remember that. And you can see he goes with kind of a bucket of water. And he starts throwing it on the ground and on the walls and shit like that. And you can see the chalk just kind of fade.
Okay.
I
gotta look at Lloyd. Are you okay? Is it done?
Am I okay? Is it done?
Yeah, Lloyd, you see not just you see like this crowd of elderly men just in this basement, and they all look the same. And they're all just kind of looking at you. And they look kind of confused, but they look kind of amused at the same time. And like one by one, you see their features just kind of melt away. First the like skin, then the muscle, then the sinew, then everything, until you're just surrounded by this field of ash in this basement. Just everything coated in a layer of ash.
Oh, yeah, fuck. So what on the outside, what Thomas is going to see is almost a comatose Lloyd.
Okay.
Just like you don't understand how he's standing up, but it's like his like weight is leaning to one side, but he's not falling over.
Yeah.
But just dead eyes, right? Nothing, no light, no nothing.
Okay. Yeah, and as
so
Thomas,
I go to ask that question, and I was like,
yeah,
fuck it, we're out here, and I pick him up.
Yeah. You get picked up, and you can see like Lloyd, your head's kind of going back and forth, like you're not really looking, but like as you catch a glimpse of Thomas, you can see like it's Thomas, but he's also just like wrapped in these roots, just all over head to toe. And they kind of
roots?
Go. They look like tree roots. But they have like kind of this blue vein that goes through all of them. And they're going like they're wrapped all around him, and some of them are like kind of going into his ears, and kind of just snaking out of like facial orifices and stuff. It's kind of bunk, but at this point you're just like, I don't like you're kind of too sensory overloaded by what you're seeing to be too more like you're not any more affected by it. But
Okay.
you see as you're kind of like, I imagine probably like firemen carried out, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, over the shoulder, finally, whatever position I can get him in quickly to get him
Yeah.
out of this basement with the box in hand.
Yeah, and you guys make it up into the backyard kind of no problem. There's not really much in your way. Maya and Landon,
Yeah.
house
What kind
is throwing a temper tantrum. You thought the last one was bad. This one's worse. To the point that you're seeing shit start falling out of the ceiling, like the walls are kind of bending inwards towards you all. I'm gonna need some solid saves from you guys to not get like beat up more by this house.
Okay. So I think we're just once she was pulled away from it, Maya concentrated on the new task at hand, which was getting out.
Yeah.
So I think for her to go down the stairs, I would roll a dex save.
Cool. Yeah, roll it up.
I would fail that dex save, sir.
Cool. Yeah. Go ahead and just roll me a hit die, whatever your hit die is, because you're just gonna take a tumble.
of... All right.
Trace.
3. Yeah, you're good. You don't. Yeah, same thing as Landon. You kind of get some bumps and bruises, kind of thing, but it doesn't actually make it an injury. Landon, go ahead and give me whatever roll you're gonna do to get down the stairs.
Dex again.
Okay.
Hey,
Save. Yeah. Flying colors.
I learned.
I think Landon this time probably is like banister, and just hops on it and slides down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you guys both make it to the bottom and kind of tumble out of the front door. So all of you are outside, and as you turn to look, you can see the house kind of almost in like death throes. It looks like kind of going back and forth and creaking, and then all of that newness just kind of falls off in one like shudder. And you see the old house just sitting there, quiet. No lights, no movement.
You hear your radio crackle open. You guys all right? You out? You make it?
Landon grabs the radio and be like, yeah, we're out, sir.
Good. Us too.
Oh.
Heather didn't get to hear your valiant escape.
Oh.
Watch the VOD. There you go. Problem solved.
Just gonna have to watch the VOD, I guess.
Just gonna have to watch the VOD. But yeah, you guys are all standing, and I think if Thomas and Lloyd would want to go to the front of the house, or however you guys want to do that.
I'll
Graham
go.
still comatose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep a hold of him and head over to my bucket with the trail cam.
Cool.
I'm gonna kick over the bucket. And I'm like with him on a shoulder, like lean down and like just shake the camera loose from the bucket,
Yeah.
you know, and like put that someplace, you know, just
Yeah.
stow it and start making my way towards the
Just put
front.
them in my sorry, I thought you were with us.
Yeah, no, and then I'll come up front to you guys. And
Yeah.
you see Thomas is like carrying Landon, who is out, like not moving at all. And he says he's breathing. I can't get him to respond.
What? Because I missed it. What does the house look like now?
It looks like it did before.
Okay, it didn't like fall in.
No, it is old. It is quiet. Not a light on.
We can put him in my car. Um,
Okay.
and she'd kind of still looking at the house, like backtrack to the to her car to get him in the passenger seat, I guess.
Uh,
Where do you guys
he-
go?
what?
Well, I was not leaving
Or,
yet.
yeah.
I was
Oh,
just
okay.
putting him in the car.
Yeah. Let's. Yeah. Landon. Sorry, not Landon. Thomas is going to very like gently put Lloyd laying down in the back seat. And he'll get in there like with him, and he'll do this like on his like knees or on the floorboard, right? So he can be in the back seat with Lloyd and
Yeah.
try and like make sure his head is propped up. Maybe he's got something under his feet, in case he's in shock. Like do some basic Boy Scout level first aid
Yeah.
on someone who's unresponsive, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Thomas is doing.
Yeah. And I think it probably takes 10, 15 minutes, and then Lloyd kind of your vision kind of clears. You're not seeing all of these conflicting things at the same time. And you kind of come to in the back of this car. Is there anything you guys are going to do kind of in those intervening minutes?
If you don't mind, actually, can I go back and how he wakes up is kind of with a shout,
Mm,
like kind of scared of like what's
yeah.
going on, and then he'll grab Thomas and go, the man, and he'll just start like just saying something over and over again, and just like scream one more time, and then he'll say, "You're rooted," and then he'll kind of fall back, and then his eyes will like unglaze over, right, or like uncomatose, and then he'll kind of start to wake back up a little more normally.
Cool. Yeah.
Lloyd, you gave me a big scare there. You okay?
Yeah. Sorry, what happened? Is everyone okay?
Um, can we say we've driven a little bit away from the house?
Yeah, if you guys want to. Yeah. I didn't know if you guys were leaving yet.
Maya would have need to be convinced too, but if Lloyd's hurt, then
Yeah. Where'd you guys be driving?
Yeah, I think that at first it would have been like I can't get any response out of him. He wasn't hurt, He just blacked out while we're in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So
it would have started like going towards a hospital, but after he freaked us out by coming to,
yeah.
I think we would be heading to the university.
Okay. Yeah.
Then Thomas would say, "Well, what happened is, Morty held the blade while I destroyed the heart of the house," which feels weird to say.
That's why I was pulsing. That's why I was beating. It was a heart. Yeah, I remember. I remember that now.
We had a conversation with Mr. Crowley.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we had a conversation with Mortimer. And maybe we should compare some notes.
And the old men. We saw the old men too.
What old men?
Old men.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, was there? What did you see? Something blacked you out. What happened? That's the piece I'm missing.
I don't really remember. It's hard to think about. But I remember the heart. I remember the heart.
Okay. And we took something from the house.
What did you take?
The box that the heart was in. And some metal I'd never seen before. It's impervious to harm. And it held the heart. It was unlocked when we found it, when we dug it up out of the ground. Mortimer told me we had seconds to live before some terrible beast made its way down to the basement. And kind of in a moment of desperation, I did something that worked in the past, which is just blind violence. And it worked.
He's probably saved us,
How?
Thomas. whatever Mortimer was talking about, whatever killed Mr. Crowley, was about to exit that plane, finish his job, and then most likely get me and Landon before coming down to you. We were in the room when the being came through, tore through the fabric of time and space, if I was being poetic.
He did seem to describe it as something pretty horrific. I gather that Mortimer has seen it before.
Probably ran from it. Thank you. I think you saved us and stopped the problem.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this stuff does. I just know how to survive it. When we get to a place, I'll show you what I found. It's the strangest box. It was inches under the ground in that cellar.
I think it was connected to the box that Mr. Crowley had.
It seemed like it wanted to get down there. Is what I was picking up from Mortimer. He wanted to take the box from me. I was not gonna let that happen. Little snivelly dude. I hate that. I hate when people are cagey and make demands without providing anything. It's just so unhelpful. But he did help me kill the thing. So he's got that going.
Yeah. Let's get back to the university. Maybe someone can ask Grimshaw to meet us. Maybe he has some answers.
Okay.
Do you guys shoot him a text?
I'm driving, and I'm a very safe driver, and I would never shoot a text to someone.
That's good.
while
That's
driving.
good. That's good for the
The only reason why I haven't been talking is because I was driving my truck back.
Yeah. Y'all got
okay.
multiple. Thomas's truck's still out there, but nobody's gonna
We'll
touch
get
it.
Thomas.
Nobody's gonna
I'll
touch
get
it
it
until, like
later.
tomorrow.
It's
Yeah.
whatever. I'll text.
Yeah.
I'll text while you drive. Lloyd's alive. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine is questionable. Alive, yes.
So as you guys kind of pull up to campus, it's one of those situations where you got to walk a bit to get to the classroom buildings. Like the parking lots are all over to try to keep the campus from getting too messed up. But you make your way back to y'all's office. Really, is what it is. Your workspace.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that the lights are on, kind of come from under the door when you get there, and you see Dr. Grimshaw kind of flipping through some files. He looks like a bit worried, and he looks like he's kind of busying himself as you all like waiting for you all. And he's as the door opens, he says, "Is everything all right, or is everybody good?"
I think Lloyd's probably the worst of it, but
We are unharmed though. Yeah.
That's good.
Mm,
And
I mean, I
looks
fell
like
down a flight of stairs.
okay.
So-
Well, that's pretty good, I think, for this kind of job. Just some bumps and bruises. What'd y'all find?
Well,
but you can tell us.
let's. I will bullet point drop the high notes.
Yeah.
For him, including like Mr. Crowley, and then what I was told by Thomas.
Yeah.
Just all in one info drop.
Yeah, he looks. Do you mention the part, or Mr. Crowley mentioned Dr. Tobias Grimshaw?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
I mentioned
yeah.
that part. Yes, for sure.
Cool. Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I kind of like, and he said this about.
Yeah. Grimshaw kind of looks for a bit. He kind of looks down. He's like, I'm really sorry. I didn't think this was going to be so dangerous. This was supposed to be easy. I'm sorry. And I I never met Crowley myself, but from what I've heard, he about like what you sound. I think you did see him.
Sir, no disrespect, sir, but he seemed to know you quite well.
Uh,
Like you were old friends. Or enemies, it sounds more close to it.
yeah. I don't think he was talking about me. Um, it's kind of a joke around here, but Dr. Tobias Grimshaw is, well, one of them has been here since about 1920, give or take. It's kind of a family tradition at this point. My grandfather worked here, and then my father before him. I'm actually Tobias Grimshaw the third. It's just I didn't start here till 2005. I was finishing up my schooling when Crowley was still alive, but I don't remember. Daddy didn't ever mention anything like that, and but I guess that makes sense. He was sort of into that sort of stuff. He had some dealing. Just being informed. We've been doing this kind of thing for a while now, but I could
Speak,
maybe.
but
What was that? Sorry.
he didn't speak too highly of the university. He
Uh,
to quote, idiots. I think it came out of his mouth.
that sounds about right. If he was in the same circles as, well, the other eccentric academics that Arkham seems to attract from time to time. Um, okay.
Dr. Grimshaw, it's all right. We signed up for this.
I understand you signed up, but I don't know. I mean, I know what you all have encountered before now, but I don't know if you signed up for all this.
Yeah, this was a little dicier than I was expecting, but we made it okay. We worked well together.
Well, that's
Um,
good. That's good.
do do you know much about a Mortimer, the gentleman that we ran into at the house, and what
Mortimer,
his
you got a last
Morty
name
I
what his
do.
dealings are?
on that?
He seemed
Um,
like he'd been at this for a long while.
14 days. Well, 13, I
Uh,
guess. If you, take
yeah.
into account what Mr. Crowley said about the many times he's died.
Oh, that's
It sounded
that lines up, I think, with about when it was around that time we started getting reports. So that makes sense.
I
okay.
think that's about when he signed the keys out, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, it's done then, isn't it? From what you told me, it's
Think so.
I have
This one, at least.
Thomas is gonna pull out the box.
what you got there.
This was under the house. And it seemed to house something that was given Lloyd a great deal of trouble. When we opened it, it looked like a beating heart.
Huh. Okay, that's a new one. GM question: did you empty the box?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's closed.
Yeah. Dr. Grimm's probably like, I can kind of. Is there something in there?
I didn't empty anything out. It's probably still in there.
All right. Why don't you hand that to me and I'll get that. I got some friends in the chemistry biology department. Real discreet kind of folks. They've helped us out before. I'll send that over to them if that's all right with you. I mean, you found it, so.
Yeah, I didn't know if this was something that you have any insights into. And I certainly don't mind having it cleaned out. I don't have that.
I
My
think it's
tac- my-
better we keep any genetic material inside of the box just in case it's hazardous. Um, you might want to take a nice long shower tonight too. If you got any of it on,
Okay.
you never really know. But I'll send that over if you don't mind. And he'll kind of tell you, he says, it's kind of light. That-
I would like the box back.
Sure, I'll let the boys know not to rough it up too much. They might take a chip off of it or something to do a little analysis, but
I prefer they didn't, unless I got a copy of that analysis. But
okay. I mean, that's
they
fine.
might
It's all y'all's. I mean,
they might find it a little difficult to damage. That box is pretty tough.
yeah, well, that's what they do. They got, diamonds and stuff over there on their little drills and what have you. So
Okay. Well,
if it can be drilled into, they'll get it. But
if they can analyze it and give me that report, I'd be okay with that.
okay, well, it'll all go in here. I mean, this is our stuff. Rest of the university isn't too worried about it, but I'm glad y'all are all right. That's sounds mighty difficult, the whole situation. And you said that thing had like a skull for a face?
Skull dripping some kind of acid.
Viscera.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a look in my books and see if I can't find you a little information on that.
What?
Assuming you're still up to take on cases, I'll give you probably a month off, maybe. Is that good enough? You need more?
A little breather would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
Take
talk
some
about it.
time. Yeah, but once you're back, I should have something for you. But take some time, rest up. This is a marathon, not a sprint. There's plenty to look into. So,
Okay.
Well, just to help you out, why don't you look under Native American lore?
okay, that's which nation specifically? I mean,
Navajo.
all right, I'll start there. That could be something. I mean, yeah, got a stack taller than old Mr. Wilder over there to look through, but sure, I'll add that into the pile. And I should say the books I was thinking of are a little less circulated, but I'll add that in. That's good. We'll see if we can't find something there too. Do y'all need anything else from me? It's a little late. I gotta go tuck my boy in.
No, that's good. I got nothing else. I think I'm gonna go get a coffee.
All
Any of
right.
y'all want to join me?
I'm going to take my leave, but thank you. Sure was an interesting night.
I'm
And
sure you gotta get to writing, huh, Miss Green?
there is that kind of smile of like jacked up adrenaline junkie, like got a fix. And with nod of her head, she will leave y'all to your doing. And yeah, she'll leave.
We gotta go get your truck anyway.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Lloyd would follow Thomas.
And thank y'all. This, based on what you told me, this could have gone bad if it just got left.
That sounds like it.
That
Sounds
thing,
like that guy Morty was really playing with fire there.
aren't we all? And you see, as he kind of says that, he kind of rubs his wrists. He's like, "Yeah, aren't we all?"
Good night, Doctor. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. And as you guys kind of file out, you see him kind of get some papers together and opens a few filing cabinets and grabs a couple things, and kind of gets his briefcase packed. Is there anything else you guys want to do? Character stuff or what have you?
I think Thomas is also kind of wired, having like survived a thing. But he probably decompresses not by like going and starting a writing project, but like trying to talk everything out with the two people that remain. Right.
Yeah.
As much as they're willing. Like he's probably one of those guys that like when he's on something, onto something, is like at the IHOP till 3 a.m. Talking and tipping the next round of waiters and waitresses that come in. Like that's probably kind of who Thomas is when there's something profound going on.
Lloyd would stay with him the whole time.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
And what about Landon? What's he got going on?
Stay with him, but while we're talking, he would have his little black rock, just kind of rubbing it.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I do have one last.
As we're talking,
I do have one last character thing. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
While we're there, he's gonna say, "Oh, I forgot. I have something to check." He pulls out his trail cam.
Yeah.
And wants to see like, what does that show?
Yeah. So you see a lot of nothing for a while.
Sure.
And then kind of once you guys, you kind of, those have like timestamps on them, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It probably has like a little motion sensor. And then it starts taking a photos or a video or something like that.
Yeah.
Your pick.
Yeah. So once after y'all's sort of like confrontation on the stairs kind of thing, you get a picture you get a few pictures. I think it's probably about 5, taking every about 5 seconds or whatever of Mortimer coming down, and then opening a book and sitting in that same spot you found him, and then you don't get anything for a while, and then you get a lot of pictures and they're kind of blurry as you get the sense that everything was kind of like moving. And you can see him, he's just sitting there, like kind of cross-legged, and it looks like he's reading.
Oh, but it's blurry, like there's things moving around him.
Yeah, it's blurry, like everything around him is kind of moving.
Oh wow.
And then you get
any indicator what the book is that he's reading?
No, it's kind of open flat on the ground.
Sure.
And so you just see the pages, and it's not high res enough to get like text from that far away.
Yeah.
Those aren't very high res anyway, even for like big stuff.
Yeah.
My dad's got a couple of them, just like,
yeah.
If they're too far away, you're like, I guess that's something. I don't.
Yeah. Bear, you say so. Sure.
Bear,
Dad.
sure. Could be a hog. I don't know. But yeah, you see him just kind of sitting there. He's reading out some book, and it looks like, from what you saw, because he was also reading it when you walked down there, and kind of just putting 2 and 2 together. It looked handwritten, what he was reading.
Okay.
But yeah, and then there's nothing for a long while, and then you start getting pictures again, and you see you and Lloyd come down, and then the whole scene kind of played out in 5-second increments, up until the exit.
Okay, but it doesn't catch anything surprising other than there's this period of time where he is sitting motionless, effectively, and the whole room is spinning with activity of some kind.
And you do see like all those symbols that were kind of like drawn.
As a quick question, was that right at the 7:30 to 7:31 time frame when everything was moving around him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's you see like 7:20 or so he sits down, and then 7:30 things start going crazy, and then like 7:31 you get like, or 7:35 or whatever, you get another picture or what have you.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, and you notice all those like kind of symbols and like hieroglyphic script, whatever it was that's kind of on the wall, doesn't really show up on the camera, even though it was white chalk against this dark stone. And none of it's really showing up. You're just kind of getting like an ambient glow in the room kind of going on.
Neat.
Like some of it's a bit washed out on the edges, like the images, like there was too much light down there for the night vision.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, that's what you get out of your trail cam.
Are there any kind of effects of, other than probably just being really tired or something, that Lloyd is feeling?
I think so. Just to peek behind the curtain on the like temporary insanity table, you roll delusions where you're just seeing stuff, and I think that's cleared up by now. Like it's back
Okay.
to normal for Lloyd, whatever that normalcy is. I mean, Lloyd just being who Lloyd is still might be seeing some things that other people aren't seeing,
yeah.
but it's not like
Yeah.
out of the ordinary. It's the same stuff he always does.
Okay.
But yeah, and so you guys pass a morning drinking really sweet iced coffee, probably some of you, and having pancakes or breakfast or whatever the hell. There's probably an IHOP in Arkham. I'll give it to you. You know,
Sure.
there's an IHOP.
Some sort of like First Watch or one of those places that's
Yeah.
always serving breakfast kind of thing.
I'm sure there's an actual diner. I'll find that one on the map. There's like a billion things on that map that I haven't even looked at yet. But
Perfect.
International House of Waffles.
international, yeah, I how. But yeah, and if there's no other character stuff, I think that's where we'll wrap up this first mystery.
Awesome.
Of horrific spooky gaming. There's some advancement to take care of, but I think it'd be better to talk about that stuff at the start of the next game. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna the way this
Sounds
game
great.
works, every time you survive a mystery, you level up. You get a new special ability. You get to roll to advance some saves, all that good stuff. So we'll talk about that when we get back. But
Congratulations, you live. Here's your prize.
yeah,
That's
congratulations,
right.
you
Very
made it.
Yeah, very
We
fun.
did it.
Yeah,
That was great, Ethan.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic, yeah.
That was really solid, man.
Yes.
Not sleeping now. Not sleeping.
Right?
Not doing it.
It's so interesting being on the other side because I'm just unbothered because all this stuff's been in my head for like a month.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you're like, oh, finally get to
Yeah.
get this out. So
Yeah, it's out. Now you get to suffer with me.
yeah.
Nightmare fuel, man.
Let's see here.
Our
think-
Sweep still streaming.
Oh, is
Womble
it?
is streaming.
Yeah. Tell you what, should we give Womble some love?
Yeah, he's
what's
playing
he
Dragon
streaming?
Age.
Oh yeah, he does Dragon Age Origins on Fridays now.
Yeah, and he's only got 3 viewers, so I want to give Womble
Yeah.
some love.
Cool.
All right, folks. We are going to raid our good buddy from Jabroni TV, Wombletastic, who's playing some Dragon Age.
He's just
Yeah.
ball of New
That's all-
Zealand sunshine.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's all go over there and give him some love. Oh wait, this channel is intended for mature audiences. Can I not raid a mature audience channel?
I think you can.
Let me do that.
Why is Wombles and our Squeefs is?
Yeah, right.
Why are
It's
you getting that hit on our
button.
screen?
It's a button on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, raid is you already have a raid in progress. I'm not getting the.
I'm not
alerts,
getting a
though.
little thing either.
Same.
All right, let me refresh. What's up? Okay, there we go. Now I'm getting a little thing.
Cool.
It hasn't popped for me.
Yeah.
I think you have to refresh. I think Twitch is having a weird like their notifications are not hitting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, I have
Oh.
it now.
Okay.
I have it now.
All right. Well, viewers, everybody at home, thanks a ton for watching. As always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.